Hi everyone, it's FC.Liverpool, it's you, it's everyone connected with Liverpool Football Club. Like your comments, there'll be there's out, everything could be there's out. Have a guest on tonight as well. And, there's my lovely lady there, absolutely wonderful. There's Daryl, that's a Daryl, so. Won't be able tonight, Frankie the boy is playing up. Thank you, Daryl. It's not me. It's not me. But just hear me out on this. If you've got your laptop, we'll have you on. But we won't have anyone on with the phones anymore, unfortunately, because it's all crackly and everything else. And there's this lovely lady all the way from Ohio. Valley. Hiya, Valley. What a lovely lady. She's absolutely wonderful. And she's coming over. She's coming over here. And like it's, just meet up. We'll have a drink and whatever. If you wanted to meet Valley and myself, I'll be smashing. I'm going to bring in the vase of flowers. And there he is. So let me know, Darren, if you've got your laptop. And we'll have you on. And there's the vase. How are you?
All right, mate. Sorry about this morning, mate. There was
I
an
know.
unforeseen hiccup. I would have told you as well, but I couldn't. I'll tell you later, yeah? I'll let you know.
Tell me later.
I'll tell you later, yeah. It wasn't... It was a bit of incompetence on my own part.
It's all right. I'll kick your head in when I see you. It's all okay.
Do you know what, as well? I've been watching films, so I had some...
I was talking to Steve Evans this morning, and he said, where is he? I said, hey, he said, the vase of flowers. He has all these films because you told me. I said, I know.
Yeah, do you want to know what happened, mate? Right, my sleeping rhythm's been a bit broken up, and I woke up at 2 o'clock to go for a wee this morning, 2 o'clock this morning, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I thought I'll just stay awake until 10:30. But then after I had something to eat, I thought I'll lie down for 2 hours, and I put my alarm on for 7:30. And I thought that'll wake me up, but I didn't press on at the top. I left it off. I put 7:30 and put it next to me, and it didn't go off, mate. And I woke up at 11:30 and seeing you were on. And I felt terrible as well because I didn't even phone you and tell you.
Yeah, I was already on my own, but it went well because they all came on and started talking football.
Do you know what it was? I think I was just feeling a bit tired, and because I set it for 7:30, and I went, right, that sounds. But I didn't press on it. You have to put it on and off. I didn't do the little thing so it would go off. Like,
mate, don't worry. You won't come on again. Won't have you on again. I'll put us on that.
What a useless ass I am. I couldn't even set my own phone to wake me up.
I'll put us on at 10 in the night, so that'll be all right. You'd be well awake then.
You know what, mate? I'd normally be up. That's unusual for me. I'd normally be up anyway, but over Christmas and New Year, my sleeping pattern's been a bit weird, and I've been trying to iron the creases out. But I thought I'd lie down for 2 hours, and that was it.
Well, anyway, I've got JK here. Hey, JK.
Hello there, bros. Ali's good?
Hi, JK.
Yeah, Lee, okay?
Yeah, sound, mate, sound, yeah. All good.
Well, anyway, as Valley says, I can hardly wait to be in Liverpool, walking on that holy ground. How about that? Hey?
There you go.
So when she comes over, yeah, we will meet up, and that'll be fantastic, to be honest. And she says, hello, Lee.
Hi, Valley.
Hello, Lee.
That must be a long flight from Ohio, because Ohio's over towards the other. That must be a good few thousand miles, that.
It says it's a 16-hour journey that won't stop. But there's also like over there, like a 22-hour and a 24-hour journey. So it depends on what plane you get and how much you pay for it. That's all.
Yeah.
And Daz Reynolds says, big up, Frank. Have you heard how Jamie's daughter is? No, I haven't. And I want to find out because I'm supposed to be on this week, and whether he has his show, Daz, that's another thing, unfortunately. That's another thing. So I just don't know. Which is it's shocking, for that little girl.
What is it, Frank, if you don't mind me asking? What's wrong with Jamie's daughter?
It's a spine, and she has
Spine, yeah.
Oh, it was hours. I thought I had a big operation when they had that aneurysm, 5.5 hours. But when you get the likes of the little girl going under the knife,
it's a painful one as well for children. When it's your spine, for children, like it's a painful one as well for the poor.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. It's a very dangerous operation. Anything to do with the spine.
Yeah.
Because I should have gone in for one years ago when they said, we can operate on you. We go through here, but I've got to tell you, you could lose your voice box, and the operation might be successful, and you could end up like, and he mentioned Superman. Remember Christopher Reeve?
Oh, yeah.
He said you could end up like him. That's what he said. That was the neurosurgeon, and I went, oh, okay. I said, operate, because he said it'll be 80-20, but he said it's 20% you could come out okay. The other 80% you could come out like Christopher Reeve. And I went, oh, okay, leave it then. But anyway, that's.
Yeah, I've had two.
I'm sorry, JK. What did you say?
Yeah, I've had 2 operations on my spine as well.
Well, so is Valley. So is Valley. I
was in a wheelchair. Yeah.
3 Zimmers for the Carlyle.
I've never had no trouble with me back, fortunately.
Fortunately.
I'm going to say unfortunately then, as if I wanted it. I've not had trouble with me back, fortunately.
Yeah, I've had no problems with the spine, unfortunately. Yeah, there's no you want to. Yeah, I'll try. I'll see it on there.
Yeah, my doctor was Dion Dublin's doctor when he hurt his spine for United. I had the same doctor as him. Yeah.
Wow, that's a small world.
It's a small and the doctor was like, I asked if I could play football again. He was like, maybe you can't walk again. And within a year, I was playing football again. So you got to sometimes fight yourself, not what the doctors say sometimes, just like a little bit of fight and you get there.
Well, let's hope that, Jamie's little daughter is okay. Let's just hope. Because there's nothing worse than, your little daughter being in hospital and going through these terrible times. It's absolutely shocking. And Stephen Snape says, good evening, sliced alone here. Should have heard. You never heard it today, did you, JK? No, well, what I was doing a film review and I was saying about Sliced Alone's new, series called The Tulsa King. Tulsa King, that's all it's called. And Stephen Snape goes on to the subtitles. And he says it must be an Albanian who's doing it because it's coming out all wrong. And he said, good evening, sliced alone. That's what the interpreter said. Sliced alone instead of sliced alone.
That's great.
Oh, crazy. And Valley says, hello, Snapey, and fabulous to see you again. By the way, Valley's the moderator on this. She's the moderator, so which is nice, which is great for the show. And She welcomes, and there's one for you there, JK. Hello, JK.
Oh, hello, buddy. Yeah.
That's lovely. And Steve Evans, he's a whopper, this fella. 2 shoes and 1 day, Frank, and then blue pills again. And Snapey says, evening, Valley, hope all's well in Ohio. And she goes on to say, I'm doing okay, recovering from last week's jab. She was really bad. She was really bad. And she says about, a flu and COVID jab, 1 in each arm, being sick since then. And I could have told her that. When she told me she had them, I was strongly advised getting the 2, because last year I had them and I was in a terrible state. It was really bad. But the flu and the flu and the COVID jab together, shocking. And when we were talking about spines, she said, yes, I've had 5 major spinal surgeries. Yuck.
Crazy.
So that's our Valley for you. Very brave lady, made up that she's here with us, and made up that she's coming over, and obviously you'll be able to meet her if I'll just put it out that we'll be meeting in a place and come down and have a couple of drinks and it'll be smashing. Anyway, what do you think? I'm going straight to you, Lee. Yeah, and it's only what I was going to say. And Darryl says, so fuming we're not buying anyone. So I'm going to you, Lee.
Why have we said we're not going to? Has it come out?
Well, go on, sorry.
No defender or not, and they've said we're not buying anyone at all.
Well, we're bringing back a fella who couldn't even get a game for Aberdeen. He couldn't get a game for Aberdeen, and that was that Rhys Williams lad. The other fella was awful for Celtic, Nat Phillips, and we're bringing them back to bolster the defence. So what's that telling you?
That we're not spending any money. Well, do you know what? I've been saying for weeks that I didn't anticipate us spending any money whatsoever.
Yeah, you did say that. You said that all along. Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping that I was wrong and that we might spend like 25, 30 million, say, on a centre-half, like that feat from Rennes, say, around that fee.
Yeah.
We wouldn't go out and buy Nasio for like 50 million euros or something. I knew that weren't happening. But
well, it's Andre. Well, why couldn't we get Andre? Why couldn't we get him?
Mm-hmm.
We had a clause there, and I know that Fulham came in. Fulham, think about that. Fulham, come on. Mm-hmm. This is Liverpool Football Club, and Fulham could outbid us. It's absolutely ridiculous. What's your take on that, JK?
If it was the last day of the transfer window, and then I'll be worried. But I think one signing here could make a difference. I think I don't want to see Endo playing every game, and every game now is like we've got 2 semi-finals coming up. Well, he's not here for that anyway. But when he comes back, he'll have a game, Premier League game, FA Cup game, and stuff like that. So, and Europa League as well. So we definitely need one more DM in. And Andre, for me, is the cheaper option than a Paulinho. So I reckon we've got to make that move. And the thing is, we bid for Casado 115 million. So the money was available to buy someone. But so where's that? So we just spent 16 million on Endo, and that's it.
Well, this is, and he's gone now for a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. And he's pivotal for what we're doing now. We're on top of the league, and we're going on all fronts for everything again. And if we sit back, it's pivotal that we buy somebody. It really is pivotal. But anyway, let's get through these comments, people, because there's some good ones, and I want to get down to. Darryl. Front three Sunday, Diaz, Nunes, Jota, says Steve Evans. We'll be talking about that later on. I know that stays off somewhere. I do know that. And Sleepy says, nasty that, Valley. Now I'm aware you're the moderator. I'll curb my usual linguistic what's he like? And text expletive-free narrative. Oh, you never swear anyway, Stay. So. And Daryl says, I was on the other night, Frank. Wasn't cracking. I was on the laptop. Then Jason said it was good. It was great. But apparently you said that you couldn't have the laptop on a Thursday. Jason's away at the moment, and when he comes in, I'll get him to get you on. Okay. All right. So just stay with us. Stay cool, and we'll have you on one way or the other. And Soulboy Frank, Calvin Ramsey coming back as well. And what's happening with Carvalho? I'll go back to the lads on this, Soulboy, if you don't mind. And Richard Hutchinson. Vase of flowers, JK, Frank and everyone, how are you? Also, how was your family, friends and loved ones? Happy New Year 2024. You never walk alone, and many thanks. Isn't that
Thank you,
brilliant?
Richard. Yeah, excellent. Nice one, bro.
Oh, isn't that lovely? I've got another fellow coming on in one moment. I'm just going to go through these first. And Keegan Murphy, the fellow with the great Irish name. Look at that name. Hey, everyone, hope you're all well. You never walk alone. Top of the league, absolutely. Absolutely. And Daryl Merry says, I'll be coming on back to this, boys, because Kone is available, 30 million. Get them now, but they won't. Cheapskate owners, he says. Stephen Snape says, cheers, kiddo. Sometimes the language when sports specific can be difficult to decipher. Brilliant club, and City is Liverpool. You love it. I think he's talking to Valley there when she comes over. And Everton sends in glass eyes. A skip here. He's tired. And Keegan says, Happy New Year to all the lovely folks. Thank you so much. And Ali Nuss, was I talking to Ali Nuss on one of these? It definitely wasn't a football show, Ali Nuss. I'm sure it was one of these alternative news programs. And Richard Hutchinson says, Liverpool need to reinvest into the squad with Inacio, which is a left-sided centre-back, yes, Andre or Paulino, Neo, Alessi or Bowen or Sané. We need challenge all fronts, challenge EPL, EUL, FA and EFL Cup. I totally agree with you. And Romano has tweeted saying Inacio is closing in on Real Madrid. What about that? You know, it's just ridiculous. And Owen Beck looked good as a young back. He is related to Ian Rush. Yeah, you're right there, Richard. You're right. And Ali Nuss says we talk on the Jerry show, JJ. Cracking lads, cracking show. And he wants me to go on that particular show of his. Thank you, Ali. Thank you for joining. I'm going to bring in the other guest now. And he's all the way from Seattle. And there he is. Very good friends. He's a cracking fella. And there he is. How are you?
Hello,
how are you, Brian?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to you, fella. And honest to God, it's here. Really good to see you. And
Likewise.
Listen, what we were talking about, I don't know whether you're there or what, and JK's mentioned it, so's the Vase there, Lee. Do you think that we desperately need someone brought in this window?
Yes. Yeah, short answer, yes.
Short answer, yes. Well, go on, sorry.
I would say the vulnerabilities at the back four. We definitely need another defender. And it would be nice, as someone mentioned, I meant to comment about cheapskates. It'd be nice if there's a show of intent, if we did splash some cash for another forwards, especially now that Salah's out, gone to AFCON. it would be really nice to. I'm done just saying, well, we need to, because I know its ownership won't, but a show of intent would be good, because whoever thought that'd be in the first place. But I'm jumping ahead. But yes, the answer to your question is yes, we need those.
You're not, because what we said as well on other shows with Salah going to the AFCON, why not try Diaz on the right? Why not try him on the right? Because he is a right footer rather than a left footer. Just try and see how he goes from there, because the other night, as you know, he was absolutely superb.
Mm-hmm.
He was superb that game, and I think it's given him loads of confidence.
Absolutely,
we'll be talking about the team a little later on, because what team to pick and image you'd rather see and whatever. And Darryl says, and now to top it off, George Schmacker is getting a new deal. This is a disgrace, really is. And I'll go back to that actually. And
the spelling of his surname's a disgrace. It's dead hard to spell. Dead hard to spell.
Schmacker. Well, Stephen Snape, he speaks German and he pronounces it properly.
It's not hard to spell. Once you've seen it once, I'm good like that. Once I've seen something once, I know it. But I was looking at it at first, and I was like, a D and a T like that, and then a K.
Someone came on once, someone like that. Oh, what's this George Schmackhead like? Schmackhead. Why not? Yeah, why not? Anyway. And Mark Simon says, Fresh Prince, Uncle Phil.
Oh my God. Okay. New Year's, heading to the gym. Yeah.
You're not that similar. There is a slight, like at first glance, when you're quite, like well made. I like the beard and that, but you're not that similar there, Brian.
Thank you. Nice save. I appreciate that.
No, he's got the Barry White. You've got the Barry White voice, as you know.
Thank you.
And Richard Hutchinson says, "Hi Phil, how are you? I know so how are your family and friends? You'll never walk alone." And Darryl says, "Uncle Phil, Happy New Year." You're getting so sticky.
Okay, so Uncle Phil's gonna stick. All right.
Oh, this is absolutely. And Valerie, who comes from Ohio, she sends a little message. "Hello, Seattle."
Hello. As you see, it's sunny here today.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she's in there.
No, it's not.
She's in Ohio.
Cheers. Right, hello, Valley.
Let's get back to this football of ours, because as Darryl says here, and let me go through a couple here. Elliott needs to be unleashed on the right, Jota through the middle, Diaz on the left. Simple. That's what Darryl says. And Ali Nuss says Gakpo played right wing many times for the Netherlands. Szoboszlai that is, as well for Hungary. We have options, and we do have options, but it's Klopp. I'll go to you, Brian. Klopp has his own set mind, hasn't he, on certain positions and certain players. So what Elliott need, what Darryl says, Elliott needs to play on the right. You've got the likes of Valley saying Gakpo right wing, and Szoboszlai on the, so he does have options. He does have options, Klopp. So what's your take on that?
I was going to mention before I got long-winded earlier. Yeah, Sobal has played as right wing for Hungary, and Gakpo has played for Holland. So we do have options. But again, it would be nice. Oh yeah, even Frodo, he's played over there on the right wing for a while too. So we have options. But again, show intent would be all right. Here's that forward, or is that player who can knock goals in for fun. We're making a run for it. I'd like to see that more. Again, yeah, we can patch the right wing, but we need a backup striker because Nunes, God love him, the goal after every 6, 7, 8 attempts. But yeah, we need a little more consistency there.
Well, there's one for you. Darryl says Szoboszlai done his hamstring in, and Keegan says, yeah, true, Darryl, I thought so. And Darryl actually says he's out for 3 weeks. So that's
shame.
This is what I mean. It's pivotal. What do you think, JK? You know, about these injuries and what we're going for, and should we bring someone in, and what positions would you like to see?
I think the injury process at the club since the guy from Arsenal came in, it's just been downhill. We were always getting injuries, and I'm not sure what they do. Like for me, I think they overplay. Szoboszlai has just been playing. He's gave 100% every game. He might not score, he might not get an assist, but he don't stop running, that guy, and he sort of caught up with him now. In the time where we actually needed him, because on the right hand side, Salah isn't going to be there, so it's not really good timing. That thankfully McAllister's back, and that's why a DM is. I wouldn't say. Yeah, a DM is the most important position that we need to sort out this January transfer window, just to help Endo out, and they can switch. Just so the new guy can learn the game, he can play while he's away, and then take it from there. You know.
What about you, Lee? What JK saying there about it's very important that we bring in a DM now in this window?
I mean, I'd love us to. I still like Kone. I think Manu Kone could be a good fit, but it just doesn't appear that we want to buy a DM, does it? It doesn't seem to be part of the plan now. With Endo settling and playing well, okay, he's gone away now. Bajcetic and Thiago to come back, it seems like they feel that's enough. We don't as a fan base. We'd love to see a DM. We want one. We sure want one. We want a left-sided centre-back as well. But whether we get anyone, I don't know. With Szoboszlai, I think he needed a bit of a rest. You know, the way McAllister looked tired and then he got injured. And it's probably done McAllister well to be out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Not that we wanted them to be, but with Szoboszlai, yeah, he's not going to miss a lot of league games, is he? We've got our next league games, what, Nate? 17 days.
Well, they are. Lee is what Richard Hutchinson he's actually put it up. He's put Arsenal versus Liverpool FA Cup, third round, Liverpool versus Fulham, first leg EFL Cup, Fulham versus Liverpool, second leg EFL Cup. But there's league games in between.
Bournemouth's in between. The first leg we Fulham and the second leg on the 21st, Bournemouth.
And Richard carries on by saying we need to rotate and reinvent into the squad. I don't know whether that's reinvest into the squad. I think that is what he meant there, reinvest into the squad. And I really believe that we should.
Yeah,
and so
why we're top of the league.
No, we were all looking forward to young Doug coming in and seeing what he could really do. And yet, Soulboy says he's out as well. But that would be okay if there was cover, if you like. What do you think?
That was perfect for Doak now to step in. You know, played a few games before Salah left, and now just take over for Salah, you know. I think him and Carlyle had the same sort of face, like this face that, I'm not getting a game. And sometimes, I don't even know how Doak got injured. All we heard, he got injured in training, of course, but now was the time for Doak to step up and come into the team. And so he's sort of wasted the season again, hasn't he, there?
Yeah, which is very unfortunate. And as Stephen Snape says here, with injury to Szoboszlai, now is when Curtis really needs to step it up and a regular start. Now, you know, so he's saying that he really needs to step up. I think he's been playing brilliantly. What do you think, Brian?
I'm still out on him. I'm still not sold on Curtis. I really want to, I really want to love him, support him, but when I keep this sort of distance, when I don't not fully on board, he dazzles. But then when I get on board, he combusts. It's sort of like Trent, and it's like Mata. I put him in that box with them. You really want to get behind him and say, okay, this is it. He's turned the corner, and then so I hope he has. I really hope he has, but I don't know. I would look to someone else now as backup or the backstop.
Says the man with the velvet vocals, Valley. It's the velvet vocals. Oh, you're all right there.
Can I just jump on just to piggyback off what JK said earlier about about the injuries? I know it happens every year.
Yeah.
Right. Ever since Arsenal guy came on board, but it happens every year. There's a gamble taken in season that we're thin in an area, but we'll be okay. We're gonna patch through it. We'll go just sort of Tetris players into it and continue. And every time something happens and we're thin in the area, like again, center back, Matip goes down. We know Gomez's record. We know Matip's record. We're thin there. They don't buy anyone. Left sided center back's what we need. Nothing's done, and then one goes down. So we're thin the back.
Well, what you think of what I said before, Brian? I said to JK and Lee, I said about why they're not buying anyone. They brought back Rhys Williams. They bring him back. What's his name?
Phillips.
Phillips. I think it was name. They had to bring him back in. And this is to cover the defence. So that's proven one thing to the supporters, that it doesn't look likely that we're going to go into the market for anybody.
And that's a shame.
At all.
That's a shame.
It's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Nat Phillips couldn't even get a game for Celtic.
Didn't he play at all, Frank? Didn't he play at all?
He did play, but unfortunately, he just couldn't get a game. After a few games, he was just dropped. He got injured, then he's dropped, and even the fans were saying he's awful. Then I wonder Liverpool got shut of him. And Rhys Williams never got one game for Aberdeen.
Didn't get a sniff. No.
No, it's just shocking.
There is
now Carlile's coming back.
There's Van den Berg, he's out on loan and he's been doing well and playing, but I think we give Mainz a loan to Bell. Loan to Bell. Buy to loan to buy thing. He loans him with an option to buy. Mainz. So I don't know if we can bring him back.
Yeah.
Is it because of the stand? Is it because the stand's not fully open and they can't count on that revenue, and there's some profit margin they want to maintain? I'm just floored by this. Sorry, Frank. I hate coming on your show and just bashing ownership, but it's just the little things that separate us, that separate this club from being good to greatness. And we have the greatest manager in the league, one of the greatest in the world, and they're underfunding him. They're cutting him short, and they're limiting his success. It really is.
This is why we're going to miss, in my opinion, Mo Salah is absolutely stupendous. He's stupendous. You've only got to look at the last game. Just look at that last game. And the ball he put through for Jota, for Jones's goal, was incredible. Absolutely amazing ball. He missed a penalty and he said, no, I'm taking this one. And he knew where he was going to put it this time. And he scored a goal as well. Yeah. And he did an assist. And this is what we miss about Salah, Mo Salah. And he's going to be sorely missed. And if people think that, someone's going to fill in that gap, I'm sorry. No, not with assists, not with goals, not with what he does. He's an unbelievable player. And I'll go to JK on that. How much will we miss Salah, JK?
Yeah, like as you were saying in the last game, two goals and an assist, and he wouldn't even play in full throttle, but he just wants to leave the Premier League with a good little gift for us guys, as supporters and stuff. But I think, like we were talking about on the last show about switching Diaz to the right, I think that has to be the option for me. If not Diaz, Gakpo, one of the two, and that will give them guys more game time as well. So there's going to be a lot of games for these guys now. Darwin, Jota, so hopefully they can get in shape and find a formula for the games we've got.
Brilliant. What about you, Lee?
I'm wondering if Carvalho will get a game with Salah being away, maybe get like a few minutes here and there. Probably not. He'll probably go out on loan immediately, won't he, again? But you never know.
But he's not match fit. He couldn't get a game. He couldn't get a game for Leipzig. He couldn't get near the pitch. So he won't be match fit. There's Gravenberg. He's trying to get up to match fitness because he never played at all that season. He had 1 or 2 games. And he had no pre-season or anything, that lad. And he's trying to get up to match fitness. And he's been playing games.
And was signed late.
And he's still trying to get fit. What do you think? How much will we miss Mo Salah, Brian?
Immensely. We're talking another 30 some odd goals, and I'll just round it, say 45 goals. I mean, the goals he creates with his presence as well as the goals he scores. So we're back to what happened early in the season when whoever it was had him isolated, had him playing out wide, or teams isolated him, and they say, okay, Nunez, or was it last year? They say, okay, all right, Nunez, Diaz, beat us. So that's what's going to happen now. No Salah. Defenders will play. Defenses will play now. Okay, Nunez beat us. Diaz beat us. Gakpo beat us. So it's going to be a lot more physical too. Yeah.
But we have the players there. But when it's like a fine cog, and that fine cog is brilliant. It just keeps going around. You take a little thing out of that cog, it could come unstuck. It could, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, Richard Hutchinson, and I'll go straight over to you, Lee. Main position in transfer market is a centre back, and there you go, a defensive midfielder. 2 players is a must in the transfer. FSG need to support Klopp. Lee, well, I put the kettle on.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Januaries in the past, though, where it looked like we weren't signing anyone, and then right towards the end of January, the beginning of February, something happens. So you never know. They do move quickly and quietly, usually, Liverpool, when they do a transfer. Like, we didn't know anything about Endo, did we? And Gravenberg, that just come out of nowhere.
Good point.
Anybody but them were being mentioned at the time. Well, Gravenberg had been mentioned a couple of times, but anyone but Endo was being mentioned, weren't they? And then he came out of nowhere. So we just don't know, do we?
No, we don't know. But what we do know is this day was coming for Salah going to AFCON, and whatever player is going to AFCON. So the quicker, the quieter it's done, the better.
I think Klopp and Linders will have a plan, Brian, will have been planning it for the last 6 weeks, how to cope with Mo's absence. So I think we'll see a mixture of Diaz, Elliott. I was going to say Szoboszlai, but now he's injured. Diaz, Elliott, maybe even Gakpo in that position, at different times in different games, covering. I don't think I don't think he's just going to put one player there and say, right, you're covering for Mo till he gets back. It'll be a few different players in that position at different stages and against different teams. Is what I think, anyway.
Oh, sure, by committee, yeah. That's been the approach for the last few years. A lot of positions. Okay, we'll just patch someone in here. We'll just play it by committee and platoon them and see what happens. Hope for the best. I mean, if it works, I mean, we're in first place now. It's working. So I don't know. I just keep harping on. I'd love to see the club say, okay, our squad's intact. We're ready to make a run. Here's that player. Here's that missing player. We're going for it. But it won't happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're asking an awful lot. I only want one player. I don't want three. I don't think we ever ask too much as a fan base. I just think one player would show amazing good faith, wouldn't it, by FSG? For me, I'm worried about centre back in case we get an injury to Van Dijk or Ibu, because that wouldn't be pretty. That if one of them was missing and we were left with just Giroud, Joe, and say Virgil or Ibu, if one of them was out, we only had. Do you know what I mean? That'd be tough. I wouldn't want to be seeing Phillips or Reece Williams coming in the Premier League or any big games. So
it's not fair to them. No. I'm with you. Ignacio, Kone, I'd be over the moon, be elated if those are only two players they brought in January. If that's all they did, okay, I'm good with that. We'll manage. But still, again, show of intent. What do you want to do? What are you planning to do? I don't care. I know the stands. Well, that's a big chunk of revenue lost. But you know what? You'll make it up with a title, with the revenue sharing money. You'll make it up elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Again, just a show of intent. Just show that this. Yeah, we're going to win. We win it all. We're going to break up cities with the repeat. So I don't know. I'm rambling at the point.
Yeah, that's. It's like because we're in first position, they might think, everything's running smooth. We don't need to do nothing, And I think that I always like say that in the old days where Liverpool would win a league and a Champions League, they'd always strengthen straight away.
Yes.
And we seen what happened to us guys when we won the Champions League. We got in that defender who's on loan at Mainz, and we got Adriani in goal. That was our transfer window, and I was like, "We're Champions League winners here. We could sign anyone, and they would want to come and play for Klopp." And we didn't do anything. And I think with the whole stadium build and stuff like this, there's always excuses in the background. It's because of this reason. We haven't got Champions League this year. It's because of that reason. The only reason they splashed out this summer and got Szoboszlai and McAllister was because so many people left. And Szoboszlai, he was a little bit expensive. McAllister was a bargain for me. World Cup winner at that price.
Yeah.
So they get their bargains and they're not really spending big funds, but the funds should be there considering the Caicedo bid in the summer that we didn't spend. We only spent 16 million of.
Oh, exactly.
Well, Brian, I tell you, I was saying 2 years ago that we needed players here 2 years ago, and we wouldn't have been in the mess we were last season if they would have brought players here. I keep reiterating this. The last time we signed a midfielder before this lot came in was 4 years previous with Thiago, and we never brought in another midfielder. And you could see the likes of, you look at what Klopp was doing with Henderson and Milner. He was giving them so many minutes at every game. And I said at the time, why doesn't he just replace them? Why doesn't he bring strong midfielders in who can play an actual full game? This is what I was saying. But nothing happened. Nothing at all happened. And this is why we were in such a mess. And as Daryl Merry says, we need an CB now. I don't want Phillips and Williams as cover. If Canete goes into the game, we are screwed. And that's it. That is the problem. Jones has been Kuka, says Keegan Murphy, hoping he can keep his shooting boots on. Would love to see him score a few more this season. I think he will. And Richard says Liverpool versus Newcastle. And you look at the XG there, 7.11, 62% percentage, 34 total shots, 15 on targets, highest in EPL. Yeah, it was the highest in any sort of thing. Let me just go through these. Daryl Merry says Phillips played for Celtic and scored an own goal. That was a cracker. An own goal. Curtis Jones and Enzo improved a lot in recent weeks, says Richard Hutchinson. What did you think about the Arsenal complaining to Pigmo about Saka getting rough treatment? Imagine we would have done that about Salah. There would be an uproar. Absolutely right. And he's right there. Absolutely. And Richard goes on about prediction 3-1 to Liverpool. And he goes on, Nunes, Gakpo, Diaz, Jota need to score more. Well, Jota's only come back from injury and he just scored Jota. He just scored the Jota. And how about Arsenal looking at Curtis Jones? What a joke that is, says Keegan Murphy. And I was looking at some, I'm going right to you there, Brian. Some Arsenal fans were saying that he supports Arsenal. Curtis Jones supports Arsenal so we can get him and all. He'd love to play for Arsenal. I don't know where they were brought up, but they certainly weren't brought up in Liverpool, these Arsenal supporters, because he's always been ahead. What do you think of what Keegan Murphy says on the interest by Arsenal and would Liverpool sell him?
They'll sell Curtis Jones for £40 million and £1. Does that sound good to you?
Exactly.
God. No.
He's lost the words.
I'm ambivalent on Curtis Jones, but I would not sell him yet.
No,
And
I would
Arsenal
sell him.
wants him. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell him at all.
Good to have goals. You could have one.
Yeah, of course.
No.
But he's getting there and thereabouts. You mentioned the next question is this, and it's about Nunes and not scoring. But I want to finish on about Curtis Jones and Arsenal. I'll go to JK. What's your take on the interest from Arsenal, JK?
Yeah, I would just say that's paper talk. All in all, Jones, Klopp loves Jones. You can see it. I wouldn't think he would want to sell him. And I think second half against Newcastle, Jones, I seen the energy the guy was running around 100%, and I was like, yeah, I find he's finally showing signs of what we really wanted him to be. He come like so many games, he just disappears from what's going on and everything. But against Newcastle second half, I would say probably one of his best displays for us. And I ain't going to go over the top and say he's like top player and stuff. He just has to prove himself on the pitch for us fans. We've always backed him as guys. So it's good to see he's getting more involved though, 100%.
Okay, what about you, Lee?
Yeah, I think he's playing well. I think he's doing well, Curtis, and the next few weeks should be good for him because with Enzo and Szoboszlai both not there now, we've got quite a narrow thingy of midfielders, haven't we, to pick from? We've got Curtis, we've got McAllister, who else have we got?
Gravenberch.
We've got Gakpo that can play there, haven't we? But it's going to be Curtis, Gravenberch and Jones probably with Szoboszlai out. It's going to be Maka, Curtis and Gravenberch in it, probably with Szoboszlai out. It'd be Curtis and Gravenberch as the 8 and Maka as the 6, won't it, I think?
And imagine one of them getting injured.
We'll have Elliott on the bench.
We've got Elliott.
But we've got no more midfield subs then, have we? Really?
But you're down to the bare bones. You're really down to the bare bones. And as Keegan Murphy says, Cavallo won't play for us again. I heard Leipzig manager had problems with Cavallo as well over there. So he's had problems. And don't forget that he insulted, didn't he? Jurgen Klopp. And if you insult, remember Sacco? You insult Jurgen Klopp, you've gone. That's the end of your Liverpool career. And Darryl says, these owners put up now or sod off. That's what he says. Ali Nunes says, you have a point there. Now, without Salah, Nunes and Diaz will be stepped up. Well, they've got to be. They have to step up. It's as simple as that, no matter who they are. But as I said the other night against Newcastle, he was absolutely outstanding. Was Diaz. He played the game. Now I'm going straight to you, JK. Going straight to you. Nunes, right? Nunes. What's your take on him overall? Overall this season, what's your take on him? And be honest.
Overall, I'm not over the moon with the guy, but for some reason, I love the guy. When he plays for us, and I know he's starting for us, I get like happy inside. I just feel that his energy when he's playing is going to upset the rhythm of the opposition. And early on in Premier League games, that's really important. And I think his main weapon is that. I think him concentrating on his team play, where he's got 8 assists this season, hasn't he? I think. Yeah. So he's concentrated on his team play. He's taking his shooting boots away. But all in all, I'm not going to jump on the guy's back. I think he's always got something he can offer. I will leave it at that. Last 2 games, he's got a goal and an assist. So he's a busy little merchant. I think he's a top player. Like he just needs to score goals. That's the only thing.
Well, my take on it, he gets in positions to score. This is, everybody's delighted, even when I remember, going back to Roger Hunte, going back to Ian Rush, going back to everybody, Fernando Torres. And what they used to say was, oh, he missed a sitter, didn't he? Yeah, but he's in that position. He gets in those positions. But unfortunately, he's being lambasted by the fans today. I'm talking about Nunes. But he does get into those positions. But one annoying thing about me, and it was against Newcastle as well, it happened. Diaz scored a cracking goal, great move, everything. But it was Nunes who was caught offside. He's constantly getting caught offside. And that's the most annoying thing. That's what it is. And 100% says Keegan, 100% Lee, just at least one player. We never ask for the world. That's why it gets so frustrating. But what's your take, Brian, on Nunes? Let's be honest. There's overall play, everything for Liverpool this season. And you think like he's really missing these easy chances there, and they are easy. He could have had 4 the other night against Newcastle. He could have had
it is frustrating, but you gotta love the player. You love his energy, as was said earlier. Love his energy, and you love the disruption and the headaches he creates for defenses with that size, the pace, and he missed these sitters, but he's always there in position, as you said, in the right position to miss the shot. But but you can't. It's just frustrating. I mean, I really, you can see the potential, and you see the light sort of flickering, or Tesla wave, what do you want to call it? And okay, he's just on the verge of a breakthrough, because when he does, it's going to be just 30. He's going to go score big in a season, but it's not quite there. You see the bits and pieces, and he's not quite connecting, and that's the frustrating part. I like him, but at the same point, I'd give him another year and a half.
To see if he improves.
Yes,
to
see if he improves.
Goal selling, yeah.
And by 25, I mean, you still spent 60 some odd million plus add-ons. By 25, if it's not there, then I say end of 25, then I'd say okay, next, move on.
Okay, I'll go to Lee on this one. And it's from Keegan Murphy. I think it's a cracking little comment, actually. Still catching up from the terrible transfer window, which was last season, by the way. Still catching up. What do you think?
We haven't invested over the period, haven't we? So every time the window comes round, there's questions. there's always gaps in the squad. You can see we've always got injuries. I mean, every team has injuries, but it's looking really bare at the moment with Matip out, with Robbo and Costas out, and now Endo and Salah gone. Other injury, it looks bare, doesn't it? We do look stretched. We look stretched to the limit at the moment. Another couple of injuries, and we would really be in bad shape. So, yeah, I think that's right, that we are paying for windows of the past where we didn't do enough.
Well, what about what Richard Hutchinson says? Again, a fine comment. There'll all be fine comments, by the way. If Alisson and Virgil get injured, we are doomed. We need squad depth. JK.
Yeah, they're for me the most important players, them two there. And I'm not really at ease when Kelleher comes in. Yeah, he against Fulham he didn't do well. Then he got a clean sheet against Burnley. But for me, when Alisson plays, it's like, you just feel more secure, And Virgil as well. Virgil, I think this season he's been sound and everything. I think he's stepped up to the captaincy and stuff. And I don't really want to think about them two guys getting injured, So I just like, yeah. That would be whoa. So that's why I'm saying with the modern day football, you've got to have a big squad. Sometimes there are going to be guys who get a bit sulky. They're not getting game time. But as you've seen with injuries and suspensions, there's always going to be game time nowadays.
What's your take on that, Brian? What Richard says, if Alisson and Virgil get injured, we're doomed. We need squad depth.
We've had thin squads since FSG bought the club. Rogers Begman players, it's been recurring theme. They just roll with thin squads, which also feeds into the injuries, which also feeds into we almost sound like scratch records saying, okay, yeah, the problem goes back to thin squads. So, and again, the investment.
Okay.
I just think about how, again, the titles lost, the titles, our cups could have been won had there been proper investment.
And to be honest, Ali is, there is a concern about injuries to him as well, because he has been injured in the past, hasn't he? He was injured this season as well. He was injured this season, so there's, he's got injury problems too. What about you, Lee? What Richard says about Alisson and Virgil, if they get injured, we're doomed.
Yeah, it would be bad, that, because not sure if Kelleher's really up to it, like, for the whole season. Well, for the rest of the season, if Alisson was injured now. Yeah, it wouldn't be good, was it, if we lost either of them or both of them?
This is it. Just imagine going about 4 or 5 games without the pair of them. And you'd have the likes of Nat Phillips back to cover and Rhys Williams to cover. And we know that Connaughton, he's liable to get injured too. And don't forget that Matip is not coming back. He's not coming back. JK.
Yeah, thank God for Kwanzaa. We've got him at least. I actually prefer to play Kwanzaa with Virgil than Konate. I'd rather do that. Keep Konate on the side just in case he gets injured. So just bring him on when we need him and stuff. But I'd give Kwanzaa game time. I think he's earned it, and he's very trustworthy with the ball and stuff. And he gives you a bit of peace of mind when he plays,
No, you're so right. And I think, Brian's jumping us a bit to get in.
No, sorry, I have to drop for a few minutes. I'll be back shortly. Take this call, but I'll rejoin. It's a good point what you brought up, though.
We'll get back to that when you come back.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
So listen, he'll be back for us. Don't worry. What do you think? I think that's a cracking, by Richard Hutchinson about these two, and these are pivotal for the team, the whole of the team. These are the spine. of the because let's be honest, we struggled for goals, didn't we? Hear me out on this. We struggled for goals when Jota was out, and the goals were actually coming from midfield, which is great. Don't get me wrong there. I'm absolutely delighted because these have scored more goals than the others. You know, the other lot, the likes of Milner, the likes of Henderson and whoever, you know, in midfield, Keita, put together, combined together, we've scored more from midfield. So think about that for a moment. But if you, Jota, there's Mo gone now. He's gone. He could go right through for about 6 weeks without him. If they get to the final, that is. So just think about that. Who's going to score if Jota gets injured again? Because we can't rely on, I'm going to you now, Lee, we can't rely on Nunes, can we, to score goals?
Well, it doesn't seem like we can count on him to score enough goals to replace Mo's goals or whatever. But I think the others can between them. I mean, Cody scored, didn't he? Scored a good, decent goal there. So he's got one. I mean, Nunes' last goal wasn't that many games ago, was it? It was only about 2 games ago when he got one at Burnley. Yeah. Diaz hasn't had one for a while, but he come close, didn't he? I think Diaz was about to score when Botman took him down. I think that was a done deal. That was going past the keeper. That he's usually, when he gets in that position, he's usually quite deadly. Diaz, he can finish well in that position. I just wish he didn't bring him down and he just scored, so they wouldn't have went, the penalty. You know, all right, don't touch our players then. If the keeper wouldn't have touched Jota, he would have just scored. Don't be whinging about the pens when you have actually touched our players, like.
Yeah. What about you, JK?
Yeah, I was just thinking that on that game against Newcastle, we had all our 5 attackers gave something to the game, you know. Salah got his 2 goals and assists. Darwin got an assist. Gakpo got a goal. Diaz made a run to get a penalty. So they have to do that a bit more now with Salah gone, you know. I think someone has to replace Salah's goals. Even if it's Gakpo and Darwin do it together between them, that's okay. You know, as long as they're... Yeah, so I think that's the best. They have to share them goals out, what Salah's getting for us. And they have to step up, you know. I think Klopp might have had a word with them in saying, look, Mo's not here for the next month. You guys have to step it up a little bit, you know, with the goals.
Well, I think you're right about Gakpo because he just scored goals. And what gets me about Gakpo, he scores, like tap-ins, but he's there for those tap-ins. And he can score from outside the box. But so can Szoboszlai, but he's injured now anyway. And this is the problem with these injuries. We've got a list. There's about 6 players out, you know. Don't forget, we've got Patrick there. He's been injured for months. And I don't care what anyone says. You know, they say the growing pains. I don't believe that for 1 minute. He's injured. He's seriously injured, that lad, because, as I said, he's been out for months upon months. Thiago is, in my opinion, is finished because I was listening to Jürgen last week and someone mentioned about Thiago and he said, well, you know, his hip, and a hip takes a long time to recover from, you know, so it's a physical game, as you know. He's only got to get another bang on his hip and he's out again. He's out.
What's this? People are saying about Saka, the moaning, or Arsenal have complained. I didn't hear this. Arsenal have complained, PJML, whatever, that he got rough treatment. What's this?
That's just because they're just saying that when Saka plays on the wing, he's always getting treated rough. But that's football, if you understand my point.
Football, yeah.
Salah gets battered. He gets battered by 2 guys when he's playing. You know what I'm saying? He's getting double marked.
Yeah. Mo hardly gets any decisions, does he, when he's being grabbed and ragged?
No, right.
I mean, he's a strong man, but sometimes they've just got him like, you know what I mean? They pull him to the ground, nearly half to the ground sometimes, and the ref hasn't given a foul.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Ali Nuss, he says about Nunes, I believe that Klopp is asking him to do even more things than Bobby did. If you watch him, he's always on the run, left, right, front, back. His work rate for the team is insane. That's a cracker, that. That's a cracking comment, because he is. See, the only thing about Darwin is he can't put away those easy goals. If he starts putting them away, he'll be on like 25 plus a season, easily. Also, his offside, how we can't look up that line is beyond me. And he doesn't need, he only needs to keep on side, because I think he can beat anyone running through, if you know what I mean. I think he can beat anyone in speed, that is, in speed, defenders. And he's just got to be careful with that. And Soulboy says Nunes missed chances, but Newcastle centre-backs would have been made up if he wasn't there. They couldn't move out of position. Another good point. That's a cracking point, that. Yeah. And that was in regards to the window after we won the Champions League, says Keegan, whatever you were talking about there, boys.
Yeah, that was the transfer window he was on about. The summer, we thought we were talking about the summer one just gone. He was actually on about the transfer window after the Champions League, what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, right. Many people compare Nunes with Ireland, guys. All that City have only one job to score. All the team working for him. Nunes works 10 times more than Haaland. Yeah, totally agree. And that's what you mentioned there before. You mentioned that before to Ali Nuss. As I said, it was a cracking. And there's one for you. Would you have Bobby back, JK? I'd love to ask you that.
I wouldn't mind him, because for his morale, like what he would bring to the club, it's like I was saying a few weeks ago that Thiago, like some guys want him gone, and this, and I'm thinking it's good for him to have Thiago around the team for his energy, his personality, what he says to the players. And Fabinho was saying that in an interview the other day. He was like, Thiago's been injured, but he's there always talking to the guys of how they should play. So I think Elliot's probably learned quite a lot from Thiago, so having Bobby back, maybe
Well, one of the comments before on Osa's, I never got the notes, unfortunately, because it just scrolled. About Ginny, they said we've never replaced Ginny, and I know that we've never replaced him, really. But I think we've replaced him now with Endo, because Endo does the same type of work as Ginny. And we will miss Endo, and that's the problem. We're going after so much, and this is pivotal, this window, and we should buy. And Keegan says, Quansah is a great player. I love his composure. Can't wait to see him develop. I think every time I've seen that lad play, he impresses me more. He impresses me more. And I think he's superb, I really do. And as JK said before, we should be given more game time. He will get more game time this season. It's a knack, because I can't see Canete and even Joe, Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is playing out of the skin also. they're going to get injured. One of them's going to get injured. And you'll have Quansah alongside Virgil. But what I wouldn't like to see, Virgil's he's so important to the team. He organises the defence, and he's learning young Quansah off Virgil all the time, every game. But I wouldn't like to see Canete come in and Quansah if Virgil gets injured. I wouldn't like to see Virgil out of the side at any given time, to be honest. And if the new players came in, they also need time and also bed into the squad. Absolutely right. And this is why someone mentioned before that with Thiago, for example, he'll need more game time just to get to play one game match fitness. And this is the point. This is everyone's. It's my point as well.
It's going to take Thiago a long time to get up to speed, isn't it?
Yeah.
The season will be over by the time he's ready to get on the pitch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want Klopp? Yeah, this is Richard again. Do you want Klopp need to get the players early or end of the transfer market? Also, do you want 1, 2, or 3 players in this January transfer market? The Awakening Phoenix. Evening, the Awakening Phoenix. The name. All right, so I'm going to UJK. I'll read that out again for you. And it's from Richard Hutchinson. Do you want Klopp need to get the players early or end of transfer market? This is this month. Also, do you want 1 or 2 or 3 players in this January transfer market, JK?
It's like the 4th of January already, and I think I'd rather get it done now, because considering the game's coming up and considering Endo's not there, Salah's not there, but it has to be a DM for me. If there's going to be one transfer, it would be the DM position.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I can't really see us getting 3 guys in, not even 2. So we'd be looking to get 1 in,
Well, that's what he's saying. 1, also, do you want 1 or 2 or 3 players? I'd like 3 players in myself personally. And what about you, Lee?
Yeah. Well, if I had the choice, I'd definitely have 3. But, I'm hoping for 1. I'm hoping for just the 1 because I can't see more than that. And I'm hoping it's a centre-back. I was just going to pick up on what JK mentioned in the last show about Canate starting slow, and it was a good point. Nobody's ever mentioned that before, JK, and people probably have, but he does, doesn't he? Sometimes he starts really sluggish, and it takes him until the second half before you see him assert himself properly. And I know what you're saying when you say Jarrell gives you a bit of peace of mind on the ball compared to Ibu. I can see exactly where you're coming from. Just a physical specimen, isn't he? And he is a good defender. He's just got to iron out a few creases in his game, hasn't he? And he'd be a perfect defender.
That's a great point that you've made there, Lee, to be honest.
Well, it was JK actually who made it on the last show, and I remembered it because I forgot to say. Good point. I thought of that myself, that he is sluggish, Ibu, in some games, and you're like, wake up, will you, Ibu? Come on. Get it together.
Yeah, but he's got 2 good things about Ibu is his passing. In the last game against Newcastle, he did some good passing from the back, and he can run with the ball. So he can do that, So he's got qualities. I think he just gets a little bit, bit butterflies in his stomach just before the game starts, and then slowly he'll make a tackle and bang, he's all right. But his passing, for me, not bad. He's actually pretty good at passing.
Well, when we were talking about Jarrell Quansah, Richard Hutchinson says The future is bright. The future is closer. He might be future Liverpool captain and main player at Liverpool FC. This is the development of this young lad. I think he's superb. I really think he's superb.
He's almost a scouser as well, isn't he? He's from Warrington, isn't he, Jarrell?
Yeah.
And
close enough for me. He's a scouser for me.
it's like yeah.
I'll go straight to you, JK, with this comment, and it's from their soul boy Frank. Klopp has made so many players better that we all had doubts about. Latest one being Endo. Now, what do you say to that? I think that's a cracking comment as well.
Yeah, I just quickly want to say about Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's at the level of Trent.
Yes.
That's why he's getting game time. Trent's the bar now. If you're not good as Trent around that sort of area, you're not going to be playing for Liverpool. So that's that situation. And I think Klopp is a genius of getting a guy who's okay to make them to what the best they can be. And I think the same with Endo. A couple of my mates are Stuttgart fans, and they were saying, "Oh, you got a good player there. He gets stuck in, and he'll give his 100% for the team." So, and we've seen that just before he's left. He likes getting stuck in, and I've seen in the Newcastle game he wasn't jumping into tackles like he was before and getting a yellow card. He was actually judging the situation and saying, "Okay, not now," and that was also good to see, you know.
Yeah, that's a very good point again. And I'm going over to Lee and what Klopp has made so many players better, and we all have doubts about. Latest one being Endo. What's your view on that particular comment, Lee?
Yeah, he can bring people in from all over the place, can't he? And fit them into the way he wants to play. Obviously, I mean, he said when we bought Endo, we said he wanted them a year beforehand, but FSG weren't keen because of Endo's age. He was keen on him a year ago, he said, or even longer. He might have said 18. Whatever he said I wanted Endo before now, but we didn't buy him because there were reservations over his age. But he can bring players in from anywhere. I mean, Robbo come in for 8 million, didn't he? Trent was in the academy. Milner was a freebie. Matip was a freebie. He does know how to make a good squad out of, without the money that Pep's got. Pep can basically have his first choice in players in any position, can't he? If he needs a left back, they go, Bosh, there's 60 million or whatever. And if he needs a defensive midfielder, Bosh, there's 80 million or so. You know what I mean? Klopp can't do that, so he's got to be a bit more creative, hasn't he? And find players from different places, or maybe from teams that you wouldn't necessarily expect us to be buying from.
Yeah.
No, that's true. I think those days are gone, though, when I always remember Bob Paisley bringing in was it Paisley or Shankly? When he brought in Kevin Keegan from Doncaster or somewhere. And those days are gone. We were very lucky with Andy Robertson when we took him from all. They went into the championship, didn't they? But we were very lucky about him. So we have been lucky. And when I was looking at the Newcastle game, and when I seen the opposition and Carrius coming out, remember him? Oh, blimey, he never made him any better, did he? He cost us in, that fella.
Yeah,
the
problem with Carrius when he was with us was he was in a relationship with a girl in Germany and stuff, and she weren't really like a good girl, if you understand what I'm saying. So he had a lot of off-field stresses, but no one ever really knows about that. And she's like a big, like a TV presenter over in Germany, and
right, didn't know about that. So we had some off-field commotion that may have affected them.
Well, Klopp should have known that. Klopp should have known that because leading up to the Champions League final, I wanted Mignolet in goal. I said, he's awful, this fella. He was awful, that Carrius. His positioning was absolutely... The defence saved it. The defence, then our defence was top notch. They defended him. He never did, stop the likes of Allison, for example. And I think Mignolet, if we would have played in, I think we would have beat Real Madrid. I really do. In Kia, I really
To
do.
make one howler as a keeper, to make one howler in the biggest game like that, the European Cup final, but to make two in one game was just like, it was a phenomenon, wasn't it? It's like two in one game, you've done it twice.
I was at the Roma game, right? And I was in the Kop, and I was like behind the goal, right? And I forget it, what one of their players, hit the ball. And if you ever remember, he went like that. He put his hands up to save it, and it went through his hands, and it the side, it hit the bar, and it was terrible. And I said, he's in our goal, this fella. He should have caught that or put it over the. It was shocking, and that was Roma. That could have, that night could have been ruined by his terrible mistake. Terrible. That was awful.
It's all about the concentration levels of players. I think physical attributes, yeah, you need them, but Salah is mentally, he's a warrior, and you see it on the pitch. And I think with certain players, their mentality isn't as strong as, say, their six-pack is, So I think a lot of players need to work on that side of the game.
Well, Daryl Merry says the only transfer that will fit in would be Paulina. Premiership proven, knows the league inside out. I think that's a very, it's another one, isn't it? But we're not going to get, I don't think we're getting anyone, as JK says. And Dexter Baker, would you play a stronger side on Sunday? I'm going to talk about this now. On Sunday and rotate on Wednesday. Who would be rotated? And who is your front three for Sunday? And I'm going straight to you, JK. Sorry to put it on your toes. But I need to go again.
No, it's cool, bro. Personally, I'm going strong against Arsenal. And so up top, I'm going to try I'll play Diaz on the left, of course, Darwin through the middle, and say Jota on the right. And if it's not working, they can switch it around. And then you've got Gakpo on the side. But definitely, I want to win that FA Cup game against Arsenal. The first leg's at home against Fulham. I think we'll be okay for that. We've got 4 attackers who can win games for us there. So I'm not really worried about those 2 games. I just think the Arsenal game, they're going to go strong. I know they're going to put a strong team out because they want to show us guys that they're up there with us, So we have to put a team out that's not going to lose against Arsenal on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree there, because we're going to show them what's what, and how lucky they were up here at Anfield. That 1-1 game. What's your take on what Dexter says? Would you play a stronger side on Sunday and rotate on Wednesday? Who would be rotated, and also your front three for Sunday?
Yeah, I will play. I think I will probably play the stronger side, a bit of a stronger side on the Sunday, and then maybe because we're at home against Fulham in the first leg, we could play. I don't mean a weak side, just a side with a few changes in to get fresh legs in. Try and get a result at Anfield. It doesn't have to be a big result, and then we could go to Fulham with our full team when we're rested, because the shame here is that this Fulham game is 3 days after the Arsenal one. If it was 4 or 5, it wouldn't matter, because it's 3 days. It's so close.
But you can rotate, can't you, on the day as well?
But we haven't got a lot to rotate now, have we? There isn't much to rotate, is there now?
No. And this is again, it goes back to the injuries, and two of our best players, in positions that are so vitally important for us, at DM, which is Endo, and he's been playing brilliantly, as you know, and also Mo Salah for his goals and his assists. You know, they're two vital players in the cog. They are two vital players in the cog. And again, it goes back to depth and transfer and injuries. It's just shocking, you know. It really is shocking. I think that was a cracking comment, actually.
But after
go on.
Yeah, I was just saying after the Fulham game, we got like a bit of a rest until the Bournemouth game. So Klopp has to say to the guys, "Yo, we've got 2 games coming up, 100%. Then we've got a good week, about 10 days until the next game." So
I think it's 11 days. I think Fulham's the 10th and Bournemouth's the 21st. So there's 11 days there after that. We're just going to have to get through this whatever way we can and try and win both games.
And the best way we can, of course.
Saying that, though, I mean, we could even draw or lose at Anfield, beat Fulham and still win the tie.
Yeah.
That much better than them. We could do them on their own pitch, no problem. But we don't want it to come to that. We don't want to be in the position where we're going to Fulham needing a good result, really. I mean, we can do it. And as long as our squad's not got any more injuries, like, we can definitely do it. But we might have to see a slightly weakened team against Fulham then, because we're at home. I don't know. That's just a guess, but we'll see.
Well, it's a good guess because we don't know. It's all this ifs and buts, isn't it? That's all it boils down to. And again, we revert back to the injuries. You know, I don't want anyone getting injured. I really don't need anybody else to get injured and out for weeks, because Szoboszlai's out for 3 weeks, apparently. It could be more, you don't know. I hope it's less. But, you know, 3 weeks has been given. All Liverpool fans have great points and questions. You'll never walk alone, says Richard Hutchinson. Thank you. And Darryl says, I love JK comment. I love JK's comments. Spot on, lad. That's Darryl. That's Darryl for you. And Valley says, Richard Hutchinson, Happy New Year. Have a fabulous weekend yourself, because he says, have a wonderful weekend, and everyone, you'll never walk alone. He must be leaving us, unfortunately, which is sad. Thank you, Valley, for that. Don't forget our lovely Valley's the moderator on this. And Stephen says, Stephen Snape, Enzo's not the captain of Japan for nothing. Proper attritional combative player who will prove a shrewd buy. And the Awakening Phoenix, he says, buying Enzo was a panic buy. Made no sense whatsoever. I have to give what's that?
Props.
What's that? The probes to Enzo. He seems mentally tough and earning his place. So, you know, he's as he said, I thought it was a panic buy. I did. Did you think so, Lee? And do you think so, JK? You know, about when we brought in Enzo, it was a bit of a panic buy because we needed a DM badly.
Yeah, because the market wasn't so big. Because the Casado deal never came through. The Labier one as well. So I think the Endo one, like he was a good DM for Stuttgart, and the guy Klopp and Schmack must have thought, you know what, we're sort of in a situation now we ain't got really a big pool of players to choose from, so we have to go for this guy. And it's worked out okay. He never cost us 50 million, you know what I'm saying? He cost us 16 million. So, sound.
Lee?
Yeah, I think at the time people were disappointed because obviously they had their hearts set on Caicedo, some of them, or another name because there were so many names in the summer. But yeah,
they were saying as well, get this Andre in. And they were saying just pay the money. Because Fluminense was saying it, he was saying, I don't know who was saying, that he's actually playing in a cup. and they're on a good cup run, and he'd stay here until January. But, fans were screaming, "Oh, get him, just pay the money, get him at any cost." And, obviously he didn't come, and it looks like he's going to Fulham now this month. Richard Hutchinson says, if you had a time machine, this is a cracker, I'm going straight to you, Lee. This is on your toes, mate. If you had a time machine, which players would you like to get in the current squad before they are going mega bucks?
Do you mean bringing players from the past in?
No, I think, like this year, the beginning of the season, the summer, when the window opens in July or June, whenever the bloody well was. That's JK now. That's JK. But no, it's like this season, before they went, millions or whatever. Who would you like to have brought in at a cheaper price? Even last season. I tell you who I would have liked. That Fernando, what's his name?
Fernandez for Chelsea.
I would have liked him.
Yeah, do you know what? He was the first player I thought of. But once I realised what Richard meant, exactly how he meant it, he was one of the first ones I thought of. I do like him, and I think in a better team in the Premier, with better players around him in the Premier, look better. Do you know, it's a good one there. There's a few. Paqueta. I like Bruno Guimaraes as well. They're all good players.
Very good. Yeah. What about you, JK? If you were in a little time machine saying, last season and, this season here coming up, not this season coming up, this season that we're in, but in the summer, who would you like to have brought in if you had a little time machine? I don't think he's there. I think he's out.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, JK.
Yeah.
Would you like either us with Fernandez? Like to have brought him in?
Which Fernandez?
Enzo. Richard, I think Richard's saying if we could have got some of the players who come in before they went for like ridiculous amounts, like Guimaraes and that, and that's what we thought anyway, isn't it, Frank? That's what we wanted to get. If we could have got them before, and Paqueta I like as well. I think Paqueta will be better in the Prem with every passing season, like.
I just feel that I wasn't really over the moon that we went for Casado. I wasn't like, we need him or want him. Enzo, not really as well. Kudos from West Ham. I think he would have been a good little buy for the price they paid for him as well. I think he would have fitted in lovely with Salah,
Okay. Well, it was a good comment, actually. If you had a little time machine. There are players out there who we've clamoured for. And you've only got to go back, 2 seasons ago, and everybody was saying we're going to bring in Bellingham. Season before, it was Tchouameni. And I was told that we were signing him. We were going to sign him. And I told Brian, I said to Brian, we're getting this lad in, because I used to have a little football show that just went out on Facebook. Anyway, I said to him, we're bringing this Tchouameni in, and he was absolutely delighted. But unfortunately, with all the upheaval and everything else, and all the lies and the stupid rumours that was being spread about, he decided to go to Real Madrid. And I think, in my honest opinion, that it was a big relief to FSG, because they didn't want to fork out 80 million, just like they didn't want to fork out big bucks for Jude Bellingham. And that's my take on everything. That's why we struggled last season. We really did. That's why we got Arto Melo on loan to play 13 minutes of football for Liverpool's first team.
I can't help laughing every time I hear his name, Frank Arthur Mello. It was just one of them rubbish transfers, like it's just one of them. I remember him though. He played for Barca, didn't he?
Yeah,
He played in the 4-0, didn't he?
4-0 game. Yeah, I was there. I seen him. I think I watched the match as well. You know, I watched the match on the telly as well. You know, when I got home and whatever. And this Arthur Mello's great. He's a good player, this fella.
Well, you've got Arthur Mello.
Yeah. Also,
I've got a picture in my head of last summer when Jürgen wanted someone and he couldn't get no one, and then John Henry phoned him up and went, "We can get you Arthur Mello on loan," and just Jürgen like with a speech bubble saying FFS with loads of exclamation marks.
Exactly. FFS.
Why have you done this to me, John?
Donald Merry says Wednesday, Gapco, Nunes, Diaz. That's his forward. Richard says Allison, Trent, DVD, Canate, Gomez, Jones, Gravenberg, Endo. Endo won't be here. Gapco, Jota, Diaz. I think he's got mixed up with little Endo there, to be honest. And Soulboy says, no chance. He goes strong against Arsenal. This is when we were talking about in the semi-final against Fulham. More important, one game from Wembley. And that's what Soulboy says. And Richard says, Fulham in the semi-cup is 2 legs. Don't forget. Yes. Well, we can have a replay and draw on the Sunday, says Darryl. Over the moon, we never, over the moon, we never bought Lavia, not played the game, and now is out for the season. And Norman says, evening Frank, Lee, and chat. And our Valley says, welcome in. And evening back, hi Valley, yes. That's Darryl Merry. For me, Paulina Inacio. It is. It's, you know, we should be going after Inacio. We should be. I'd love him. I really would love him. And Norman says, how far back does this time machine go? It's the 1980s, then soonest, please. That's a cracker. And Brian Edley, sorry I'm late, buddy. Hope you're all well. And the good man, Lee. How about that? That's a cracker. That's really a cracker. And Norman says, I see more of Arthur than Mello. I went into a studio. Do you know who Arthur Dooley was?
Minder, huh?
Do you know JK?
I think it's Minder, isn't it?
No. This fella was a sculptor. He was like 6'6" or something. I went into the studio and whoa, he's a big, huge man. A massive, huge man. And great, his works are all over the place, to be honest. He's dead now, unfortunately. But I got to see him. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Arthur Daly. I thought he said Arthur Dooley. I don't know. It's the glasses. It must be the glasses. Oh, good God. Yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, I've made JK laugh anyway. And Brian says, Ed Nunes was at the cinema last night. Shots flying everywhere. That's what happens up here, to be honest. We won't go down there, Brian. And Darryl says, I think we go strong both games, then break 10 days. That's right, because there's a break, isn't there, for winter?
Yep.
There's a break for winter. So listen, lads, I'm coming to your team now. And then we'll finish with a prediction, but don't say the prediction when you pick your team. Okay? So, hang on. The Awakened Phoenix. This is great. The Awakened Phoenix. Nunes is a real Liverpool player. The passion and emotion that comes with it when he scores, yes, and whatnot. The aggression and willingness, it shows and it feels really like the Awakened.
Where are my filters?
As he says, he's got that Torres aura, in my opinion. That's what he says. This is the Phoenix saying this. And Norman says, Everton have just got Calvin Lewin sent off, apparently a shocking red VAR. A shocking red VAR. And Darryl says, Allison, Trent, Quansah, Virgil, Gomez, McAllister, Gravenberch, Jones, Elliott, Jota, Diaz. That's a good team, that. That's a very good team. Who would you put in your? Let's just start with the back four. You've got the likes. I wouldn't put Kelleher in goal because I know that the other fella promised him Clock stay with us and we play the cup games. I wouldn't have him. I really wouldn't. That's a Valley in goal. Who's your back four?
My back four.
Yeah, because JK's. I would go for Canate because it's the Arsenal game. I just want to see us win. I think I'd keep Jarell for the Fulham game, but he could come on in this game in the Arsenal game. But I'd rather see Canate start at the Emirates and Jarell start on the Wednesday night or the Tuesday night, whenever it is. Wednesday night. Okay. What about you, JK? Back four?
Back four, Trent, Canate, Virgil and Gomez, yeah.
Okay. Great. It's a great one, then. Your midfield, JK?
Jones, Gravenberch, McAllister.
Okay. Your midfield, Lee?
Yeah, same one. McAllister in the 6. Then we'd have Jones right and Gravenberch left. We haven't really got an alternative. The only other person who can play midfield is Elliott now with Sobo and Enzo not there.
Yeah, Elliott, yeah. Okay. JK, no, I'll stay with you, Lee. Your 3 forwards.
That's a bit tougher. I'd probably go for, from the beginning, I'd start Elliott where Mo usually is. I'd start with Darwin in the middle. And it's a tough one, this, for the left wing. I think I would go for Jota, yeah. I'd try Jota with Nunes and Elliott where Mo usually is. Then we'd have Diaz and Mo on the bench if we need them. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there, yeah.
Okay. What about you, JK? Who's your front 3?
Diaz, Nunes, and Jota. Yeah.
Well, they're my ones. Here's what I'd do. I'd put Diaz on the right. I'd like to see him on the right. Just put them on the right. That's what I'd say. That's Diaz. I'd have Jota in there as well. Now, do we play Gakpo, or do we create a lot of chaos with Nunes? So, how about that? Diaz out on the right, Jota in the middle, and Nunes on the left.
Yeah, we've got a few options what we can do, haven't we? It'd be interesting to see what he does now.
Yeah.
I think Jota will start. I've got a feeling Jota will start. He's had 2 sub appearances now, and I think it's about time he started.
Okay.
And he likes Arsenal, and he likes the Emirates. Remember when we played them in the League Cup about 2 years ago in 2022, about 2 seasons ago? And we went there and he scored 2, Jota. I think we won 2-0, did we, in the League Cup?
Yeah. Well, Brian says, I'd keep Slaughter and Cotton Wool, lads. Then the rest, the one straight up the middle. Ali, Verge, Trent, Diaz, play the rest for sure, for both games. That's what he says. Soul Boy, how about this one? This is the defence. Kelleher, Bradley, Quansah, Gomez, Beck. Because that Beck, you know, he's come back as well, hasn't he? And Darryl says, what do you think of that anyway? What do you think of Kelleher, Bradley, Quansah, Gomez, and Beck by Soulboy there? Do you think that's playing with like suicide then?
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
You got to start Alisson against Arsenal. I wouldn't start Carlyle, no.
Yeah, absolutely. And Darryl says, what is JK doing? Rustling. He's fighting a tiger. He's taming a tiger for his next show. That's what he's doing. He's got a big tiger in his house. Anyway, you guys making popcorn in the back, says Keegan Murphy. There's the rustling going on. And Soulboy says, Gravenberch, McAllister, Elliott, Gordon, Nunes, Diaz. Who's Gordon?
Cade Gordon.
Okay, Gordon.
I'm Cade Far.
I forget about that young kid, to be honest.
Yeah, he's been out for ages, Cade, and he's been missed a long time. People forgot about him, Mike, but he is a good young player.
He's a good young player, yeah, but, you know, for the level as well, and as you said. Mike Frankie, says Darryl Merry. Mike Frankie, Lee, Russell, and Phil. Let's go. The Awakening Phoenix. Not entirely sure those Inacio rumours are true, but I'd be excited to have him. Shows real talent, which players you guys think we need the most in the current window. We've mentioned all that, and we've mentioned Inacio, to be honest. Phoenix, we've mentioned them. We've mentioned that we should bring in two players at the most, you know, to fill in certain positions. And yeah, the likes of Inacio, he's come up favourable with the panel and the comments. That's the way it is. That's the way it is here, Phoenix. Isn't that lovely? Great show. Thank you, Phoenix. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And the lads appreciate it as well. So now I'm going to go to all the lads out there, you know, the popcorn makers and everything else. Right. Hang on, let's see this. Stick Cavallo in and let him have a full 90 regardless. It's tempting to play the lot, lads, but we have a bigger fish to fry. But yes, it is good to keep winning as well. I'd go the safer option. That's what Brian Edley says. That's what he says. Right, JK, you ready? What's your prediction?
2-1 to us, guys.
Okay. Now, is it if it's a draw, say for example, is it penalties or is there a replay or what? I just don't know anymore.
Yeah, I forgot if they've scrapped the replays because of the heavy schedule and it just goes straight to pens or what these days.
That's what I'm saying. They're making rules for football. They're changing rules and doing so much stuff in the background and decide this, that, and the other. Like the Champions League next season is going to be about 50 clubs. You know, so it's like who makes these decisions? You know, it's like when we play at 1:30, 12:30 on a Saturday every time after an international break, for example, and stuff like this. It's like it's really ridiculous. You know, so for me, hopefully,
I'm gonna Google it after the show's finished. I'm gonna Google it. Is there a replay if we draw at the Emirates to find out? Because I forgot. It's changed that much in recent years. I forgot if they've spewed third round.
I'm sure it's penalties. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. And I think that the only not a replay but 2 legs is in that Carabao Cup. That goes over 2 legs, a semi. But I think everything else is, penalties at the end of the game.
Who are Everton playing?
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, yeah.
Okay.
And Richard Hutchinson says, great show and great points. You'll never walk alone. Isn't that great? And Dean says, yeah. He says, there are replays in 10 days' time from there, if they draw.
Okay. I'll take that. I'd take a replay to stay in the cup. I'd take a draw and then a subsequent replay to stay in the cup, yeah?
Yeah, so would I. I think that's a very good point. Thank you, Dean. Thank you so much. And you're not getting away with it. What's your prediction, Lee?
I predicted 3-1. I've been predicting 3-1 for a couple of days. I don't know why. Basically, it just bounced into my head and it sounded nice. So that's why I settled on it. I didn't foresee us actually destroying them or anything, but I just got a feeling that although it might be tight, we could get a 3-1 win somehow.
Well, when Gene says, yes, there's a replay in 10 days' time from the, if they draw the game. And Keegan says, yeah, I thought they changed it to no extra time and straight penalties. And this is the confusing thing. You were confused, Lee. I was confused. Because I said, I think it just goes to penalties. Dean comes out and says, no, this is a replay. So it is confusing the way football's gone at the moment.
Well, they've done that done it in some cases where they've done away with replays at some stages of some competitions, but don't think they're totally gone. So they must still be there for the third round of the FA Cup.
Yeah. What's your take, JK? Do you ever get confused now with some?
Yeah, it's just like with the rules as well. What's offside, what's handball, what's not handball, and handball is a big topic in football. Handball is like if it touches the guy's hand or arm, it's a penalty. It doesn't matter if he was looking at the ball or not. It don't really matter. And it's the same with decisions regarding replays and stuff like this. I think why couldn't they just have the 2-legged League Cup semi-finals in a neutral ground somewhere, for example? Yes. So they could do stuff like that, but I don't really want a replay against Arsenal. If we get a good little win there, that'd be better than, say, getting a draw and then winning at Anfield,
I think it'll make a statement as well.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it'll make a statement. And Snapey says 2-0 the Reds. And Keegan Murphy, Arsenal Reds are gone. I'm going 2-0. And Keegan says, yeah, I'm getting the competitions mixed up, I think. It's just
I
absolutely.
think it was the early rounds of the Carabao or League Cup that they spewed the replays in, because you used to have replays in all the early rounds of the Carabao Cup, but I think that's what they got rid of pretty recently. But they obviously haven't done the same for the third round of the FA Cup.
No. Well, Brian says, I still think we'll win no matter what team. Lee is right about Jota. He does love scoring against Arsenal, but I'd rather have there for the league game. It's not a coincidence that they are taking out Diaz last year and now cost us this year. It's a case of wise men acting the fool when they play us. Wouldn't chance it. So he doesn't want Jota to play against them. And the Soul Boy says there are replays until the 5th round. So at the 5th round, see, this is where we get confused, isn't it? So they go to a certain round, and then all of a sudden it's just penalties.
Yeah.
And that's what the Soul Boy's saying. That's what Soul Boy's saying. You know, it's replays until the 5th round.
It was never a problem years ago having replays every round, but these days with the hectic schedule, you just can't do it. So something had to give, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like the money maker for the smaller clubs. If they got a replay against at home, you know, it's like they played, say, Chelsea away and they got a draw. Oh, they're going to take Chelsea back. That was the money maker, and I think that's why they still do it. Maybe.
Yeah, I felt bad, JK, for the smaller clubs about that, because it is like it can save them from bankruptcy getting a tie against a big Prem team sometimes. So it made me feel a bit sad, like from that point of view.
Yeah,
TV
absolutely.
money and everything. Yeah.
Well, Jane says there's replays up until the 4th round. If we draw in 90 minutes, it's a replay. Replay stops in the 5th round, and it's just it's nuts. While we're on the topic of confusing, says Keegan Murphy, and changing rules, does anyone know what a handball is now?
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you the rule clearly. If it happens to Man City, it's a pen. If it happens to Liverpool, it isn't. That's the rule.
Yeah.
It is. That's the rule. It says it. I read them. It's
that fella, though, you know, the Arsenal against Arsenal, he actually stopped the ball and he went like that with it. He went like that with his hand. Went like that out of Mo's way. Out of Mo's way.
I fancy if one of our players did that in the Emirates, that the ref would have been called to the monitor to look at that. I feel he would have went to the monitor to look at the Emirates. I think.
Yeah. Or if it was happens against us, if you know what I mean. If say like Enzo used his hand, that would have been a penalty given. That sums out it. Because even Virgil, you know, if he would have done it, anyone would have done it, bang, bang. And look at this fella, look, the Anfield Road. Look at all them points. Evening goal. The Anfield Road, isn't that great?
You know what? I had some beer for New Year's Eve, but I wished I hadn't. I don't think I'll ever drink again now. I didn't enjoy it really. Got some cans for New Year's Eve, but I just didn't enjoy them.
Yeah, I think.
Got a miss.
Yeah. Brian.
I'm back. Yeah, I missed the lion's share of the show, but thank you. Thanks for having me back.
No, what we were talking about there was the prediction, and you've got to give your team now. So we'll start off in goal, Ali or Kelleher.
It's for the FA. It's for the playoff. Kelleher.
Yeah, against Arsenal. Yeah, Sunday.
Kelleher.
Oh, okay. Who's your back four?
Arsenal. No.
Yeah.
No. Alice. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to change this.
Well, yeah, offline, I was following this show, and I saw some Bulletgate lineup, and I saw someone mentioned the the next round of the Cup, FA Cup or Carabao, whatever it is. Now, oh, okay, you're talking this. No, Arsenal. I'll go Allison.
Yeah. Okay, you're back 4.
Okay, so Timika's is still out. Gomez on the left. I'll go Virgil, Konate, and then on the right, let's see. Trent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Midfield.
Mac. Sucks that Sabas out. Jones. And let's see. I'm gonna go Gakpo.
Gakpo.
Gakpo. He said okay, Gapco. Yes, the Gap.
That's a mad name, isn't it? But
No, it is, yeah.
Okay, so what's your front 3?
Salah.
No, Salah's gone.
He's gone. Okay.
He's gone, yeah.
Okay. Let's go Diaz on the right. Let's go. I contradict myself. I know I said Diaz and Darwin don't play well together. Darwin in the center, and then Jota on the left.
Okay. No, well, that's more or less what we all picked.
Yeah.
I said I'd like to see the other fella on the right, Diaz, and you just said, wow, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I said before. So, Norman says, how's your RSI now, Frank? Hope it's better. It's not. It's killing me. I've got, we're texting, and it's terrible. Because people wish me all the best, and I couldn't do it anymore. The hand, here, like right there, right down there. It's killing me. And I've only got a move set. Yeah, I had that pain there, but I just done that. But anyway, it's killing me. Just to tell Norman there. And Happy New Year, Brian, mate. Good to see you, mate. You never
Happy
walk
New Year,
away.
Brian.
That's lovely. Isn't that lovely? Thank you, boys. So you've got to give a prediction now, Brian.
Okay. I guess Arsenal say I'll go 3-2. Oh, they'd lose you? Oh no, 3-2.
3-2? Okay.
Yeah, 3-2. Us.
And Keegan Murphy says, I think he plays Allison for sure, which is good. Brian Edley says, watch my favourite film last night again, Escape from Alcatraz. I wonder if Jürgen could find the Anglin brothers and play them up front. Good night, Orange. Good afternoon to you all. Take care and go easy, each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Stephen Smith. Thank you. And Anfield Road, he comes out and says this is his team. Allison, Trent, Konate, Virgil, Gomez, McAllister, Elliott, Jones, Diaz, Jota, Nunes. That's a very strong side. That's a good winning side, actually. And Darryl says we need 2 signings. He's always said that, though, to be honest. He's always said that. And his prediction is 1-1.
Okay.
1-1. And Norman says, what I worry about with us is going strong Sunday is what happened in 2022. We were missed out in the league and the European Cup due to players being fatigued. I think mix and match may be the way to go, says Norman. And Anfield Row says, Darryl Merry, who would you sign? And this is where that's a question for for Daryl Merry. I predict a 2-0 win, says Anfield Road. How about this? Someone asked, is your sign? Get onto this one. The two signings are Besetich and Thiago. And these drinks are
That's
there,
harsh.
absolutely brilliant.
That is harsh.
And Daryl's answered that question, and Asio and Paulina.
Yeah.
Just imagine getting them. I was saying before, Brian, when when you were away on your doing your little business thing there before, when I said to you, you was talking about FSG and whatever, and I said I was told, and I told you, I said we're going to get Shumani. Remember Shumani at the time?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. And you were delighted, weren't you? You said, "This is the start.
He's phenomenal."
We ended up buying no one because the money wasn't available.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, and it's so sad. It's so sad that he's not being back. And Anfield Road says, I think we're light in defence, but young Owen Beck is back from his loan. Yes, he's been brought back. This is why the likes of Rhys Williams and Nat Phillips are being brought back to bolster the defence. That's why we're getting no one.
Okay. Here's a question. Would you throw, say, Owen Beck in the back? I mean, no slight on him, no whatever, but would you go ahead and throw some of the younglings or whatever in the back of our defence, given where we're sitting? And
given where we're sitting, yeah.
Would you do that?
I don't know. See, this was the discussion before. Do you play a weakened team?
Mm-hmm.
The weakened team are good players in it anyway.
Yeah.
Or do you play a strong team? That was the discussion before. So what would you play anyway? Right.
I'd go a strong team, just to put them away. And then as the season goes, to intersperse maybe one or two of the young players just to give them, but keep a strong team around them. But at least it's something that gets some experience and build the confidence. Sort of like what they did with Kwanzaa. It was a strong team. Okay, put Virgil back there. Okay, put Kwanzaa in, or with Konate. But you had Alice in the back, and at the time you had Konate and Trent, whatever. Just something to get some minutes under on his belt, then also build his confidence. But would I go Kwanzaa and then back there and throw in I don't know, insert name here? No, I wouldn't do that. But again, it's just me. I'm not a world-class coach.
Well, Daryl says Paulina would be the fit to win the league, no doubt. Opinion. That's his opinion.
Yes.
Owen Becker's been very good in Scotland, but Premiership level is far higher. I'd say it's far higher, to be honest. Yeah. Says the Anfield Road. And as Daryl says, Owen Beck will be the new Calvin Ramsey. Fact. And I believe him. Because we signed a right back in Calvin Ramsey, and he was given all the hype. Where is he now? He's out on loan. Mm-hmm. And that's the sad thing about we've got. And Anfield Road says, I have a feeling Arsenal are going to play reserves. What do you think about that, JK? What Anfield Road saying, then I'll go to you, Brian, then I'll go to you.
Yeah, I think they're going to go. They're going to go strong because they want to just get the feeling of beating Liverpool. They will never play a soft team against us, and I think that's why I would go strong on Sunday against Arsenal. Because if we get a cup win there and we go there in the league, and even if we get a draw there, it's okay. But I don't want to go into that game in the league with the bad defeat in the FA Cup there.
Okay. That's good. That's good. And what Norman says, I would not be surprised to see Bradley play at left back. He has played there before with Trent on the other side. Yes, yeah, staying on the side of the right back. Yeah, and does the panel think we should concentrate on the League and League Cup and Europa and forget about the FA Cup? I'm going to tell you, yeah, forget about. If Liverpool got beat, I know that JK is going mad because he just doesn't want Arsenal to beat us. To be honest, he just doesn't, and that's it. But I'll go to you, JK. I'll go to you. Does the panel think we should concentrate on the League and the League Cup and Europa and forget about the FA Cup? JK.
Now, for me, I want to win every game we play. So go to the Emirates on Sunday, go to win, not just go there just to get the fixture over. So we're not in there no more, and we can concentrate on the league, for example. Them sort of games you can give in the next round. We might get a weaker team, for example. So that's an opportunity to give the younger kids a game as well, So it just keeps the morale good in the club when we're winning games. We don't need no defeats,
Okay. Brian?
Exactly. Absolutely. You play to win every cup.
Okay. Lee?
Yeah, about a week ago, I was thinking we should play a reserve side, basically all kids, but I've changed my mind now. I want us to play a stronger side and try and either get a replay or get through at the first attempt. I just want us to keep up the win and run.
Well, that Soulboy says they're saying Arsenal are going strong because they don't play for 2 weeks. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. And we have to play, don't we? And Darryl says, Anfield Road, we have to go and try and win the lot. Why not? It's only what we all say, isn't it? Norman says, Glynis Johns from Mary Poppins film, aged under. Glynis Johns. I met her, And do you know where I met her?
Where?
When was it? I'm going back years ago. And I was walking along Lime Street and I was going to the Adelphi Hotel for something. I forget what I was going for. And there's Glynis standing, waiting for a cab or something. Because she was appearing here in Liverpool on the Empire. And I was chatting to her. She was a tiny thing, lovely. She was so lovely. And she was made up that I recognised her. I went, Glynis Jones. She went, you recognise me? I said, yeah. You're lovely.
It's a great age, that.
That's sad, that, isn't it? Glynis Jones. At least, she had a good innings, as they'd say. Brian Medley says, lads, what would be worse, going to Arsenal for the league game, psychology-wise, losing heavy with a young team or winning with a strong team, but lose 2 players to injury? That's horrible. That's horrible. Let's just say that, lose 2 players. We can't afford any more injuries.
I'd go for the latter.
Yeah.
I lose the 2. No, you risk losing 2.
Oh, sorry, I meant the first one, not the last one. I meant the first one and have no injuries.
Yeah. And Darryl says we need to go all out for the lot. What would you say about what Brian said? With a strong team but lose 2 players to injury.
We lose 2. We lose.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we can't afford no more injuries, so yeah, I have to go with the first option on that one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anfield Road. I'm glad we're in all agreement. This is Liverpool. We want all cups. Nice one. Nice one. But I'll tell you what, see, my thoughts are this. If we had to go out of one, if we had to, that is, go out of that one.
Yeah.
Rather than, slip down the league and not challenge for the league. Go out of the semi-final against Fulham, if you know what I mean, for the Carabao Cup. And I just want to go to Dublin because I'm bringing over Valley. She's coming with me. And our Francine can't be left out. So we'll be going over there. You'll be there, Brian, I'm sure.
What, in Dublin?
Yeah, where the
Sure,
final is.
Yeah, get a ticket, sure.
That'll be fantastic. And Darryl says, pray God Macca don't get injured or we got Thiago in the well, I don't think. Hey Frank, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Yes. Of course.
I thought she's at Stratford Johns when I saw that. I was like, Linus John. Like, I was thinking Stratford for some reason. Z Cars. Yeah. Okay, got it.
I seen her in a horror film, but it was a bit of a comedy. And she was married in the, a character was married to another character, played by, what's his name? Oh, hello. What's his name?
Anthony Hopkins?
Terry Thomas.
Terry Thomas.
Terry Thomas. Okay. Oh, wow.
And he got a shirt like that. And he was he was a person, he was a character that loves to clean up. And he's saying to his mate, I'm marrying Suttybody's daughter. And he went, oh, really? And he said, yeah. And you see him, in his house, and he's tidy and all things, And anyway, he goes to work. He's I don't know what he is, he's a CEO or something. And he comes home and she's just sitting there. And there's things out of place. This thing like a book, like a little table, an occasional table out of book. Anyway, he's having murder and he does it. He's saying it in such an indelible way, to be honest. Yeah, hey, you shouldn't do that. This is darling, it's over here. Don't be moving. Anyway, and he shows her, like the room where he keeps all his tools and everything. And the next scene, you see jars, these jars, and you see his teeth in the jars. He murdered them and chopped them up. All neat and tidy. It was so funny. It was so funny. And Darryl says, the Carabao Cup sounds like an exotic cocktail. It does, doesn't it? Dick Van Dyke, 98, still going strong, says Soul Boy.
Oh, the worst English accent ever. The worst.
Yeah. Oh, terrible. Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
That and Denzel's, yeah, those two are just horrible. Anyway,
yeah, Alfred Ross says, I was watching King Kenny videos today, and my God, he knew how to control the ball. I heard a story Kenny used to look at defenders' shadows before controlling the ball. Wow, that's incredible. We're seeing that. The Phoenix says, I'm not too scared with Arsenal. They are really lacking any goal threat. It depends on us. If we finish our chances, we will win. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. And Norman says, I remember Miss Jones from Rise and Jam got the hump when someone seen her on the train and said, oh, Miss Jones. She replied, I've done the other things, She never ever got on with Rigsby. She never in real life.
Got on, did the Francis Delator and Leonard Rossiter now?
No, they hated each other.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they hated each other because he was got to say it, he was a Tory and she was a
Oh,
Labour
okay.
activist. She, you know, and you could see, you know, her accents and everything, just never got on. Never ever got on those two.
That makes sense. Yeah, he wasn't acting in that show. Was that the one with the Nigerian prince? That was Rising Damp, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He wasn't acting towards him. Okay. And then Reginald Bosanquet. Sorry, not Reginald Bosanquet. Sorry, the rise and fall of
Reginald Parent.
Reginald Parent, not Bosanquet. Yeah, Bosanquet passed out on the television broadcast. Reginald Parent, that's who it was.
My old grandmother used to love Reginald Bosanquet, right, and Andrew Gardner. They were the main men. They were the main newscasters on News at 10.
Yeah.
Right. So, honestly, this every time I used to go in and say, "Oh, sit with me, grandmother," you know, and they come on, and she used to go with a skirt. She used to pull a skirt down. And I went, "What are you doing?" She said, "They can see me." She really thought that they could see me. Absolutely. And honestly, she thought that they could see it. And she used to do it there and everything. So,
Reginald couldn't see anything at 10 o'clock. Or see double everything.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Brian Edley says, just a pity the GGA wouldn't let that's gone.
The guy.
That's gone. I'm sorry there. I can't get it back. And hang on. Eddie Cotton. Good evening, Frank, Lee, and friends. Love that Terry Thomas film you mentioned. Think it was called How to Murder Your Wife.
Yeah,
with
okay.
Jack Lemmon in it. No, that wasn't it. It was a little like Tales from the Crypt. That's what it was called. Tales from the Crypt. And he was so, but it was like all the others were there, you know, a bit gruesome.
Yeah.
But his was, you know, it was just the way he spoke. It was just the way he spoke. Absolutely, he was a genius. He was a comic genius. Was Terry Thomas. Absolutely brilliant.
They did so well in Carry On. You never think they're that grim, right?
No, he never did any carry-ons. Did
he do one?
No, he never done them. He
never was Sid James in them.
No, I tell you what, he was like.
Double check that.
He was just one of these, you know, if they wanted to do a comedy, you know, and like a little bit of a comedy drama, they put him in. They just put him in. He was in a film, I watched it the other week, called Spanish Fly.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a con man in it. You know, a wine connoisseur who bought wine and sold wine. Oh, you should have seen it. Absolutely so funny. Hello.
Yes. There's like that mustache and the guy.
Absolutely brilliant.
The cat.
Absolutely brilliant.
You ever seen Danger Diabolique?
Oh, yes.
Danger Diabolique or Diabolique.
Diabolique. Yeah. That's the only.
Didn't they remake that recently? Didn't they remake that series recently, Danger Diabolique? I know the first one was John Philip Law, and
that's him. John Philip Law.
Yeah, they made it, and it was with Glenn Close.
Yes.
And Michelle Pfeiffer. You're so right there, Brian. You're so right. They did make it. Anyway, on for raw breaking news. Frank, you talking about the age of actors. Navy Kiter just celebrated his 92nd. Well done, Navy. We all enjoyed the Liverpool wages you stand for 4 years. Darryl Merry, I love Chitty Kamara.
Oh, I love him too. Yes.
Darryl says at least he was from Wop Guinea. It was a hard nut. I'm And the outfielder says, what you're talking about is the Voltivar in 1977. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, not screaming again. Okay, all right, cool.
No, not screaming. Honestly, it's just. I love the Carry On films, by the way.
Oh.
I love the Carry On films.
I could have sworn he was in one. Okay.
My favourite film was Carry On Behind, but Windsor Davis and that that Jack fella who got on my nerves. He's a butcher, and they're going camping, right? Him and this Jack fella. And anyway, his wife's talking. She says, "You don't get up to anything, will you?" And he goes, "No." You know the way Windsor Davis spoke with that deep voice. He said, "No." He said, "We're going fishing." So she went, "Oh, that." And he went, "By the way, where's Jack?" And she went, "He was fixing the electrics in the freezer." And they've got customers in the butchers. And he goes, because the door was shut, and he opens the door. Right, he opens the door. And there's Jack like that. Froze. And he lifts his arm up like that. And it goes, squeaks up. And he grabs him to grab him out. And he just goes like that. And he went, "It fell off." And all the ladies go, "Oh, it's and it was the sleeve off his arm. It was,
God.
There's an absolute murder. That Carry On Behind. Oh, so funny. So funny.
Terry Scott, that's what it was. Not Terry Thomas. Mea culpa. Oh, God.
It's LFC Top Film Club, says Darryl Merry. And Brian Edley saying, "We should get him style." Unbelievable.
Oh, do we digress? I'm sorry. Okay, we'll cliffhanger. Okay.
I thought that. Well, do you know in Cliffhanger, there's what's his bloody name?
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow, Big Red. He goes the game.
Yeah.
He goes the game, John Lithgow.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I heard he's a Big Red.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Speaking of which,
John
Stephen
Lithgow.
Graham. When is he coming on the show?
Oh, Stephen Graham, yeah.
Yeah, when's he coming on?
Stephen, yeah. Have you noticed, Frank, says Norman, they are starting to say before showing films like Carry On Now, these were filmed in different times and they were outdated references. That really pisses me off, to be honest. I've got to say that.
Yeah.
Because it's got up like there's smoking, there's alcohol, there's language, which is not used.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that all about, for God's sake?
In every soap opera, Australia, Neighbours, Home and Away, Coronation Street, they're all drinking. In every one, it's sort of a joke.
Yeah,
no pronouns used. Yeah, no.
It's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And Keegan Murphy says, to Frank, we've turned his film talk into football chats to be fair.
Right, yeah.
And I was on this morning doing a film show, and it just turns into football. And I remember last week, like, when we were doing the football. And I'm saying the football's tomorrow night or whenever we were doing it. But why not? Why not? Brian Edley says, remember when Laurel and Hardy had the baby in the apartment, and when the cops busted in, one of them sat on the cot sucking his thumb, and the other stood with a lampshade over his head.
I've not watched them for years, but I did borrow a DVD off my mum, of Laurel and Hardy. I haven't watched it yet. I borrowed it about 3 months ago and still haven't watched it. I have to get round to it.
Oh, it's so fun. Well, as Norman said, and it's true, Benny Hill would not be allowed now.
No.
And he wouldn't, because there was a scene, there was one like sketch where you see this big blonde, you know. So you can imagine what the big blonde had on a
A
check.
sketch?
On a check.
A singular? Come on.
And she goes in to see her, and you just see Benny, you know, like that, just there.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Hello, doctor." And he went to her, "Hello." And he said, "Would you like to go over there?" And you see those, you know, those partitions, like, you know, the partitions in the corner of the room. And he said to her, "Go over and take your clothes off and put them on top of mine." And then the camera goes out, you see him bare chested, you know, sitting on his chest. I wouldn't have, I see Lee's falling all over. He's absolutely, but Lee's falling over himself laughing as if.
To be honest, my mind went somewhere that I was thinking of Benny Hill with something else.
He's so funny, Benny. They've done it with
It
Disney
was.
movies. It's like a disclaimer for snowflakes. They cut out bits of certain films. You're right there, Keegan. They have. I remember Clint, my mate. He said, you know, the way they've done it now. He said, you know, I've read scripts where he said they weren't for me, but I've read scripts. He said I wouldn't have done them myself. You know. They've taken everything out. And Valley says, my favourite, the Pink Panther, Peter Sellers. Funny man. Very
funny. But they'll never show the party again.
The party.
Remember that one? The party?
Yeah.
Where he plays with Harundra V. Bakshi. That
Yeah.
one? Oh,
Yeah.
that'll never see the light of day on television again. I don't
No.
think.
No. And you know, there's other films that'll never see the light of day as well. And I think it's wrong for, you know, censorship within the bloody, well, 21st century. But it's the control now of the media.
Yeah.
And, you know, television, film, but it's the script writers, and they're told what to write and leave out because, as someone said about snowflakes, and it's just not.
You know what it is, Frank, as well? When you look at the film world and stuff, in the old days, film and music was used to influence the masses.
Yeah.
And so wearing black leather jackets, smoking a cigarette, wearing shades, you know, this sort of style of lifestyle, for example. And now what they've done, they've turned it around 100, like all the way back round, where they will use something you say against you, and where they've already influenced the world so bad they can't, and they will make mistakes now, you know. So it's like they're trying to change the world again, but when they'll get caught out because you'll have to end up paying fines because you're used to that lifestyle of what they influence you with, you know.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I'll tell you what won't be banned or anything. I'll tell you what it is. It's war films. They love war films. You can smoke, you can swear, you can do everything because it's the Americans. You know, we're the tough guys. We are the boys. You know, we do this. But what they love in with them are the girls. You know, to keep you know, the balance alive. To keep the balance alive, what you'll get is women generals, you know, leading the pack, if you know what I mean. And this is where I'm not saying anything against women. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be in wars or anything like that, or even leading.
Well, no.
But
just
you
a frank
know,
discussion. Well, I mean,
yeah.
in America, I mean, you still to this day. I mean, you have kids shows or shows like before the watershed hour. You actually see someone being simulated being garroted with a piano wire or whatever, but you show the female form on there and it's poo or whatever, and it's considered not suitable for children. Like, okay, as you said, you can show depict war, the blood, gore, and all that stuff, but but consensual adults, whatever, being consensual. No, not for the children. Well, children should be watching that anyway, but turn the TV on. Okay, rant over. Back to football.
I've got to say this actually. Yeah. I've got to say this. When I have my ordinary show, I used to have an ordinary show, you know, used to talk about everything.
Yeah.
I used to have a film reviewer. I'm just telling Lee and I'm telling JK. And who was my film reviewer? Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my film reviewer.
Talk from time to time on, yes.
Yeah. The old school days, yeah?
Oh, yes.
And he was good. He was good. And,
what is a good film then to you guys? Like, what is a good film? Yeah, you could watch it again, for example.
Let's see.
What's your say?
It's like, what is a good film for you, Frank? Like, you could watch it again and again. Like, what has to... Yeah.
You're not going to believe this, what I'm going to say. I'll tell you one of my favourite films, and it was The Wild Bunch. Mm-hmm. With Ernest Borgnine, Warren Oates, Ben Johnson, and William Holden. It was a fantastic film, The Wild Bunch, right? And I like, believe it or not, a good romantic one. Mm-hmm. I like a good romantic one. I really do. Because the romantic one, I don't mean a big soppy thing, if you know what I mean. I like a good story behind it. And I suggest, if you watch a thing, it really is good. It's smashing. It's called, it's a time, 2:22. That's all it's called. 2:22. Mm-hmm. It's really, and it's a clever film, by the way. It's a clever, and it's like fate. It's like fate. And I like these type of films, you know, like J.K. Kismet there, you know, he's got the proper name, Kismet. And it says it's all fate. I think that's a cracking film. Burning Inferno, Paul Newman.
Oh, Towering Inferno?
Towering Inferno.
Towering Inferno. Yeah, the Irwin Allen one, the disaster films. Okay.
Well, Darryl says Colour of Money with Paul Newman. Eddie Cotton says, talking about films like they never show King Kong much, and a nation battle film I watched in the Hippodrome as a kid called Kings of the Sun with Yul Brynner and George Takei's in it. Wow. Okay. He's just recently died. That George Takei, by the way. He's only died a couple of months ago. He was very old as well.
Was he in the 633 Mosquito Squadron? Is that the
George
Takei?
Oh, yeah. Takei, yeah. And no, it wasn't. No, I thought about, tell you what was a good war film. The Guns of Navarone.
That was good.
With the Gregory the Peck and Anthony Quinn. Fantastic. David Niven as well.
Oh, that's right.
And the girl who came from, what was her name? She actually came from Liverpool.
Oh, did she?
She went on to she went on to the Hollywood and.
You've been kind of quiet up there in the upper right-hand corner. So what's your favorite film? What films do you like?
All sorts of different ones. I like films where maybe you can get something a little bit. You might miss things first few times you see them. You know, there's extra things to that you might have missed, like first time around. You know, films that reveal a little bit more when you watch them a couple more times. That can happen, can't it, with films?
What's your favorite film, Brian and Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, favorite films? So many. I mean, I love the Kubricks. Absolutely love Barry Lyndon. Love 2001. Love Inception, the Christopher Nolan ones. That one as well. Let's see. I'm trying to think what the classic one absolutely love. Oh, there's one. It's I don't know if you've seen it or not, but also at the they call Scan-Noir, Scandinavian noir films. Well, or neo noir, whatever box you want to put it in. But there's an old came out in the I think it was going to say 90s or 2000. It's called Just Another Love Story.
Okay.
I thought it was just fantastic. Just the plot twists and turns in that one. If you find it, I'd say that's a good one.
Sounds good. Nice one.
Yeah,
Well,
Headhunters I liked as
222
well.
is the same.
Sorry, what?
222 is the same.
222. You saw that one. Is that the one their traffic controller?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Okay. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I reviewed it for
Isn't
you.
it good?
Yeah,
Isn't
it
it
wasn't
good?
bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't one of my favorites, but yeah, it wasn't bad.
I'll tell you, you mentioned a Norwegian or Swedish or whatever. I've seen a Norwegian film, and it was absolutely brilliant, and it was called Quake.
Quake?
Okay. Subtitles. But you know the special effects? Incredible. The special effects in this Quake were incredible. And it was a great story as well. A smashing story. It really was, you know. It was about a fella, like a seismologist or whatever. And he predicted all these like earthquakes, and some never came up. Anyway, this one comes up. And he predicted it, but he went against it because his bosses were saying, "Don't say it's going to happen. You know, you've got to think of the finance and everything else, and you know, the holiday makers and whatever." And anyway, you just see him a few years later, and he's broke up from his wife, his kids, and he's living alone because psychologically it got him. And then it's brilliant. After that, watch it if you can. It's just called.
Okay.
It really is.
Quick. Okay. I'm making note of that. Okay.
You will like it. Rooster Coburn.
Yeah.
And the lazy John Wayne. God,
oh, you're getting into westerns now? Nothing touches Tombstone. That is the gold standard.
Well, Soulboy Fran has come up with one of my favourites. And it's The Secret of Santa Vittoria with the mayor Bombolini. And who played Bombolini was Anthony Quinn. And Anthony Quinn, yeah, he's a comic. He's a comedy actor.
Anthony Quinn?
Anthony Quinn, yeah.
And it's
set in Italy. It's set in Italy during World War II when the Germans
Japanese.
And they had the wine, and he's the mayor. And if you can get hold of it. Santa Vittoria. The Secret of Santa Vittoria. You know, it's a town, but it's brilliant. And Anthony Quinn was absolutely amazing in it as Bombolini. And if you can imagine the name Bombolini, it's just brilliant in it. Absolutely brilliant in it. Is our lad. Yeah, absolute brilliant. So try and catch that if you can. And I liked. I'll tell you what. Another film to try and catch. Does anybody like J.J. Abrams? You know, as a producer and director, by the way. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, he did the Star Trek remake and the Star Wars ones. Yeah,
he did. And
he's
brilliant. Yeah. And as you know, with you're saying that, Brian, he's fantastic on special effects. Have a look at Super 8. Super 8.
Heard of that? Okay.
The film. It's a film, and it's done by kids. It's done by.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Isn't it brilliant?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it wasn't.
Wow, no one likes anything I'm saying here. It's okay. It's okay.
I think Super 8 there was like aliens in it, wasn't there?
Not aliens. Yeah, there was an alien, but you never seen it then. You
But
never
it was
seen
like
it.
spies. Did it have spies in it or something, or mutations or something?
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it, have you?
Sure, I have. Maybe I haven't. I think I'm thinking.
No, I know you haven't, because you would have known what was in it. And it's about a young group. It's a brilliant storyline. Absolutely brilliant storyline. Brian, catch you.
Okay.
Even Kiara would love it.
Oh, I've
She
heard of it.
really
Yes.
would love it, honestly.
Okay.
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. Man, what? You're going to watch that. You're going to watch that. I'm telling you now, wait for the next one. You're going to watch
Okay.
Super 8.
Watch Super 8 and Quake. Yes, I have this too.
Yeah, watch it. It's absolutely. Kelly Zero says Brian Everly. Wow.
Classic. Yeah, I love that one. That was good.
What about the eagle has landed?
Yes, that was good too. Interesting twist at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Great twist at the end.
That was Michael Caine's one of his best films.
Anfield Row, good black and white film here. A Shadow of Doubt. Has anybody ever seen it? It's a black and white. What's his name? It's one of those old. Anyway, it's about a fella, an uncle who goes and visits, his brother or his sister, and he's got kids, and he just shows up one day, very well dressed, very well spoken, brilliant. That's all I'll say on it. Shadow of Doubt. And so with the terminology, Shadow of Doubt, what it'll be about. It's brilliant.
Okay.
It really is. Valley says, Meet John Doe. Yeah, that's another very good film. I've actually seen it. Brilliant. And Soulboy says, Eddie Cotton, I seen Jimmy cast a bunch on the Empire in the 70s. Carousel, says Davil Merry.
Okay.
Carousel. But anyway, lads, I've got to finish. It's nearly 11 o'clock. It's really...
It's only 2:45. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a 3 over here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
What's the weather like there, by the way, Brian?
Wet, overcast, what they call liquid sunshine here. Yeah.
Liquid sunshine there.
Yeah.
It's been bloody raining here. It's been shocking here. Hasn't it, Lee?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, weather's been awful. Really nasty.
Rain, more rain, and rain again.
The usual, Brian. What we usually get, mate.
Yeah.
The Anfield Row says, great show, boys. Well done again. And there's pants for a shot. Lovely.
And yes, promise we'll have more football to talk about next time. Film deviations, but hey.
You'll have to come on. You'll have to come on, and JK as well. I'd love that. To do a film review and get the people, invited on, because there's lots of films in there. One of my favourites. It's a black and white film with Sir Ralph Richardson. And it's called The Fallen Idol, a little black and white film. Okay. And it's absolutely brilliant. And it's about like this, like an housekeeper. Yeah. Well, he's looking after, along with his wife, who is the housekeeper, this embassy. Mm-hmm. And, it's absolutely brilliant. The Fallen Idol, because the little lad's in it, the ambassador's son, he just keeps telling, like the character that Ralph Richardson plays, he keeps saying, I fought sharks and all this, and you know, been to the moon and everything, you know, albeit no one had been to it. It's black and white film. And he believed him. And he idolised him. So if you think of the title, The Fallen Idol, it's fantastic.
Okay.
It really is. That's one of my favourite films of all time. Of all time. Brilliant. And Eddie Cotton, Soul Boy Frank, good one, mate. I was lucky to see Marvin Gaye at the Empire in his early show in 76. I couldn't get tickets for that. Marvin Gaye.
Wow.
What a singer he was. And what a death he had, you know, shot by his dad.
Yeah.
Lads, been brilliant. Thank you to all. Frank, Lee, Brian, JK, you'll never walk alone, says Brian.
Cheers, man.
Lovely
Cheers.
Valley says, peace and love to all. Until next time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Valley. And Friendly Persuasion, yeah, another one. The film of Frank and me. Well, there you go. Well, anyway, listen, boys, it's been wonderful. It really has. JK.
Respect, bro.
And Lee.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you
Good
so
to see you,
much.
Brian.
Yeah, good to see you too, Lee.
Good to see you guys, man.
Is it best for you, Brian, over Thursday?
Yeah, Thursdays are
Because-
better. I'm working from home, so yes, it's a little easier to. Well, I shouldn't have said that, but yes, Thursdays are easier. I'll just say that.
Okay, thank you. So you listen. The link is always out there for you. You know.
Thank
that,
you.
so you know that. Lee, I'll be in touch with you. Okay.
Okay, mate.
JK, I'll be in touch with you as well.
Tom,
So
man.
the link is there now for every Thursday for Brian.
Cheers.
So I suppose we'll be talking again about football and bloody films. And
No, it's
TV.
good to hear. It's good to hear, you know.
Is it football
Yeah.
season still? Yeah.
You see that one? Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
You know,
But don't forget Super 8 Playing Cat. I think Brian Everly's seen it. He said it's great. Super 8.
okay.
It's really good. Kiara would love it, honestly.
Okay. No, I'll make note of it. We'll sit down
Okay.
and watch it.
Yeah, I wrote some of the films. I wrote some of the films down. You, Brian, Lee were talking about. So
Yeah.
if I can watch some of them, I'll let you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to this one. Norman. Hey, Frank, come on. Babe Station starts in 10 minutes. Just shows you the clientele we have, doesn't it?
I have no idea. I'll just
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Okay. All right.
I'll be seeing Daryl on Tuesday, by the way. Bye-bye, guys. Love you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks for joining.
Cheers, bro, Daryl.
As he says, it's my bedtime. Come on, Frankie. Well, it's just for me to say, Brian, thank you once again. I'll see you next Thursday. I'll be in touch with you, JK.
Okay, bro.
Of course, with you as well, Lee. Is that okay? Okay, I'll see you all. Thank you so much, and see you all later. I'll speak to you in a moment or two, Valley. Okay. To our boys, thank you so much for coming on and giving this, giving the show a boost. All the comments and everything else. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Thank you.